My name is Brian Craig. If you are new, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. And oh man, this is going to be a great show today. We got so much to cover. You're not going to want to miss any of it. I'm here to tell you, this is just so much good things going on today. And we're going to cover all of it. Welcome, everyone. We'll be live in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I shaved. Well, I told you I've been up since midnight. Okay, I've been up since midnight, and I'm not going to be talking about this now. But we've got a well, I can't talk about it. There's something going on I can't tell you about right now. But almost did. Yeah, I have been up since about midnight. So, and it's, this clock on the wall says it's 9:45. That's, I guess the battery's dead. No, this is a Florida orange shirt. That's right, Florida oranges. I'm going to open up with the judge scandals. This is Florida. We love our oranges. I wear bright, loud shirts, so when I'm on my MAGA scooter, my Vespa, I stand out. I want to be seen. Makes you safer when you're on the road. Yes, I'm at the radio station today. I'll be here tomorrow, too, at the radio station. I'm ready to go. Usually, I don't know. Usually the oranges come around the wintertime. I'm at the radio station, yeah. I got to do a couple things up here today, and then tomorrow I got a lot to do here when I get off the air, so I'll be here tomorrow too. I got a lot of work to do at the radio station over the next couple of weeks, actually. John Hersey. I don't know where Mike is. He was here. I've already seen Mike's here. He's just not in the room. When I use my studio at home, Mike is here. Now today he'll be back here, but Mike, the board op, he's in where I'm at now, running things in here. He's only in that room when I'm not here. Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk, and we're going to be live on the radio in less than a minute, and I'm going to open up on this corruption that's been uncovered on these judges that are making these rulings to stop Elon Musk and Trump from rooting out all this corruption, and it is so good. We're going to go through it all and take your calls. Very excited. Oh yeah, lots to talk about. I can't wait. And if you'd like to call in, please do. The number that is toll free no matter where you're watching. It is pinned in the live chat. This is the call-in number. Here we go.
977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone. I new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Alrighty, it sure is. It is Thursday already, the 13th day of February 2025. My name is Brian Craig, and you are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. The clock in here, though, on the wall says that it is 9:45, and it's kind of stuck on 9:45, the second hand, but no, it is 6:03, coming up on 6:04 in the morning. We have got so much to cover on the radio today. This is oh man, so much excitement. These federal judges. I'm going to go through this in this hour. These federal judges that have been ruling against Doge and Donald Trump that they judge shopped for, the corrupt Democrats. President Trump couldn't have judge shopped better than this. Both of these guys are as corrupt as the day is long, and we're going to get to it, and it's exciting. They picked two gangsters as federal judges. I'm talking about one of them's a hardcore gangster. Gangsta. And, you know, I'm a white guy. I got to say gangster, I guess. Gangsta doesn't sound too right for me, but is that cultural misappropriation? Now, President Trump said woke's dead. He said that the other day in the Oval Office. We don't have to worry about that anymore. No, but I'm serious. These two federal judges they're not just activists. They are criminals, okay? And I'm going to get to that as this goes on. But I'm first going to I say a couple things here. You know, these Democrats, they're on the wrong side of this like I've never seen people wrong on something before. You know, last week, Jennings on CNN, he's the Republican over there. He's very, very good. He was talking to his panel. I mentioned this a couple times because what he said was so good, and I always want to credit sources. I don't plagiarize. I don't steal from others without crediting them like so many others do. And he was talking to his Democrat panel, and he said this. He says, you know, you guys are losing because on these 80-20 issues, you're always taking the 20%. And the Democrats are talking about this corruption like it's how dare they stop our corruption? How are we supposed to live like kings if we can't steal taxpayer money? They're basically saying that. And they're looking bad. And CNN yesterday, they actually had a Democrat on who was talking about this very thing. His name is Dean Phillips. He's a Democrat member of the United States House of Representatives, and he's talking to this CNN, what did Rush call them? Anchorette. He's talking to this CNN anchorette. Now, I'm playing this clip because Dean Phillips is a Democrat. He's a sitting Democrat member of the House of Representatives, and he is right on the money with this. But his fellow Democrats, they can't change because this is how they make their money. Listen.
And that was a proposition of mine. Unfortunately, Democrats are only focused on one thing right now, Mr. Musk. The fact of the matter, he's quite popular. He has the largest platform in human history, which is, of course, Twitter/X. And I think we're missing the boat as Democrats. And all I'm saying is that sometimes it's better to join them and actually play a role in how the strategy works, rather than so pathetically, frankly, try to combat something that clearly is a steamroller, and Democrats are being steamrolled. And I'm deeply concerned about that. Yes, Musk is not elected. He has no accountability other than Donald Trump, and that's a frightening combination. And I don't want to cross my fingers. I think Democrats should join the club and then have more credibility to actually raise the alarm about constitutional issues. Right now, it's the boy who cried wolf.
Okay. Yeah, he's right. They need to start taking issue with this corruption, but they're not, because they're corrupt. So they can't do it. This is how they're living their lives, with all this corrupt money. And, this idea, well, Elon Musk isn't elected. Who is elected other than the president and the vice president and the administration? None of these people are elected. They're all hired and appointed by President Trump. Tulsi, Pete, all of them, okay? So what, all of a sudden? But Pam Bondi does not play. Pam Bondi, there's a personality type that you know what I'll dub it? Pam Bondi is a Laura Loomer type. Okay? She's a Laura Loomer type. There's a handful of conservative women like this. This Laura Loomer type personality. Loomer, of course, Pam Bondi, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Anna Paulina Luna, right? Yeah, there's others. These are women that you don't want to mess around with. Okay, they will kick your butt, and they're very smart, and they don't mess around. And Pam Bondi is one of those people. Okay, and she's Laura Loomer tough. Yeah, Carrie Lake. There's a whole bunch of them, right? And you don't want, and she's not playing. What she did yesterday. She's bringing charges against Letitia James, who's one of the most corrupt public officials in history, and who's that lady governor they got up there, Tyrion Lannister, but in a dress, Hochul, Governor Hochul. She brought charge. I knew her name, but I wanted to get the midget reference out. Okay, she's bringing charges against Hochul and Letitia James, and Letitia, she ain't used to this. I'm a black liberal woman. I can do whatever the heck I want. Who's going to stop me? I'll call you a racist. Try it, Letitia. So but we're going to be talking about the judges here early on. These judges that they have going against Elon Musk and Donald Trump, when I tell you they're gangsters, I'm not exaggerating. They are the textbook definition of corruption. If you were with the dictionary people, and sometimes kids don't know about those old dictionaries we used to have in school with that actually books with paper, and and sometimes there would be a photograph next to a definition of a word so you could see what the word meant. If you were looking for a photograph to put next to corruption in Webster's, either two of these judges would fit the bill. I'm going to get to that in a few minutes, but I want to first, this was Pam Bondi. She was on Fox yesterday. And she was talking about these lawfare judges.
We have so many unelected judges who are trying to control government.
Hold on. Let me rewind it because I don't know if I had the pot up for the beginning. Hold on. Here we go.
We have so many unelected judges who are trying to control.
Okay, now that's an important thing because the first thing, it was even in that first clip I played, the first thing the Democrats say about Elon Musk, he's not elected. What judge is elected on the federal bench? None of them. Like Elon Musk, they were picked by an elected president, but they're not elected.
We have so many unelected judges who are trying to control government spending, and there is a clear separation of powers. They're doing it to Elon Musk, who is a great man and a good friend at Doge. What they're doing to him is to our country is outrageous. People work their whole lives and pay taxes Yet they find out that they've been giving $2 million to Guatemala for sex changes. It's outrageous, and it's going to stop. We're going to fight back, not only with U.S. aid and all these other agencies, but this is happening every day. But DOJ, we are prepared to defend all of these cases, and we will carry out President Trump's agenda.
Okay, so Pam Bondi is already talking about the corrupt judges that are out there. These are criminal judges. Textbook definition of criminal justice. Now, Democrats have a long history of having corrupt judges on benches all over. That's why when those Democrat racist Klansmen murdered civil rights leader Medgar Evers, they were in a courtroom where they were set free. You believe it? Everybody knew, because you had corrupt Democrat judges then. We've got corrupt Democrat judges now. But we've only just begun, because I'm saving the best for last. But these two judges, this is beautiful. They are in big, big, big trouble. Now, if you'd like to call in, our number is toll-free, no matter where you're listening, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us from. But I want to tell you about the incredible free doorbell camera offer from Slomin's. Yesterday I had that delivery. I could see when they got there on the doorbell camera. In fact, if you were watching me online, you may have seen me looking down a lot. When I towards the end of the show yesterday, I was looking down at my phone at the doorbell camera feed for the guys. I was waiting for them to get out of the truck and get my clothes dryer out of the truck before I went out to help them. I could see them on the doorbell camera. And I got a notification as soon as they pulled up in front of my house. It's a great thing to have. It really, truly is. The cool thing about it is, and people don't even know it's there, but you got it. Yesterday, sometimes I do this, and I probably shouldn't. The exterminator was coming. I got the notification on my phone. I saw him coming, and I wanted to talk to him about something. They spray my yard, not the house. I wanted to talk to him about something, but they always come up to the door to let me know they're there. And I opened up the door before he knocked. I scared the daylights out of the guy. I don't always do that, but and I didn't mean to scare him, but I did. But you know they're there before they know you know that they're there. It's amazing. And you can get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone, too, with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Slomin's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you'll receive a free doorbell camera that connects to your cell phone with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Give Slomin's a call. This number is so easy to remember. 1-800-ALARM-ME. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. We're going to take our first break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott, the DJ here at the True Oldies Channel, smack dab in the middle of the Steve Kane Show with Brian. And a reminder that we're back to the rock and roll oldies at 10 a.m. this morning, right here on the True Oldies Channel.
All year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
For a limited time, save at 30% off new air conditioners and repairs with all-year cooling.
If you're a homeowner or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. Laporta Roofing has been in the roofing and construction business since 1984, with thousands of roof installations and thousands of satisfied customers. Did you know that in the state of Florida, you can open a roofing company and borrow someone else's license? Tom Laporta is the holder of his roofing and general contractor's licenses, not like the other companies that borrow other people's licenses. So be sure who you're dealing with. Tom Laporta and his team are honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and We'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Reporter Roofing carries all insurance, including workers' compensation on all of its employees. Not just a waiver like other contractors. Reporter Roofing can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing, HOAs, condominiums, and churches. If it's roofing, Reporter Roofing can do it. So call Tom Laporta on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. Or connect online at LaportaRoofing.com. That number again is 954-604-4602. Laporta Roofing, the go-to roofing company you can trust.
Hey, Mike, to all these listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you don't trust and experience are two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, watch the get local Joe Thomas and call his number 561-743-0994.
Kind of a sweeper for the music coming back at 10. Listen for that. It's new. They fixed it a little bit.
Oh, at the bottom of this the hour or this break?
The bottom of the hour.
Coming out?
Coming in.
Oh, going in. Okay.
Going into the bottom of the hour.
Okay. We'll be back shortly.
Hi folks, Anita Mitchell here. Please join me on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for What's Your Story with Anita Mitchell. Join me this Tuesday at
Here we go.
7 p.m. for What's Your Story with Anita Mitchell. That's on the True Oldies station.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 93 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. So what we've been talking about here is these corrupt judges they're not just judicial activists, okay? These judges that are ruling against Doge are as corrupt gets. And those of you that are calling in, I forgot to turn the phone number on today. So at the bottom of the hour, I'll turn the phones on. I thought I just did it a second ago, but I guess it didn't take. So if you're trying to call in and no one's answering, it's because I forgot to turn the phones on. But that's okay. I'll turn them on. And it's this empty. It's like the Joyce Kaufman show. Look at that. Not one call on there. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Joyce. But it's true. But I might have just done. I don't think so though. But I'll get it set up during the bottom of the hour break. That's okay. So let me get back to this. These judges are not just judicial activists that are legislating from the bench, or really involved in an insurrection against the executive branch. That's really what's going on. There's an illegal insurrection that is going on, led by Democrats, that they're using these judges for right now to stop the President of the United States. They're interrupting government business, but these guys have a lifetime of corruption under their belt. This is the president yesterday, and things are going to get really good today with Trump. Listen.
Tremendous fraud. There's tremendous fraud, and it's hard to believe that you can have that kind of fraud. You're talking about are you talking about what? Wait, which are you talking? You're talking about with regard to all of the investigations that are going on about this stupidity. What we're going to do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference. I'm going to read to you some of the names that hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars have been given to. And if you tell me that we should be giving money to those things, those entities, I think you'll probably have to leave as a reporter because you're not very talented. When you look at the kind of money, billions and billions of dollars being thrown away illegally, and there's no chance, I'm going to say it in front of our Attorney General, there's no chance that there's not kickbacks or something going on. When you give millions and millions of dollars to somebody that stands to look at something for 15 minutes and walks away with millions of dollars, that money's coming back in some form. And that's only one form of corruption. The biggest thing is what they do to our country. They're taking massive amounts of money and spending it on items. I went through a list of 200 expenditures that were made, and I found 3 that looked like they were reasonable. Okay, 3. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff, and I want to commend Elon because he's done a fantastic. He doesn't need this. You know, he's abused by you people every day. He's found more things than anybody could find. I think he's got the credibility to do it. I know he does. And it's his group of people. You know, they started off with 12. I call them 12 geniuses. They started off with 12, and they went to 20 and 25, and now they're up to almost 100. People are joining to help them. This is a massive fraud that's taken place.
Okay, so that tomorrow is today. So what the president said yesterday is today he's going to go through this list of, I guess, what did he say? Did he say 20? You know, and that was yesterday. So that's today. And if you watch I have watched more cable news in the last 3 weeks than I've watched in the last 4 years. And that's very true because there's all this great breaking news with the president. I want to see it live when it's on. It's easier to have the TV on for it to pop up than it is to wait online. So, and the media, the Democrats, the liberals, the fake news, they have this talking point. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. That's not true. They're giving documents all the time. They're just ignoring the documents just yesterday, Caroline Levitt went through some issues. This one where it was a 3-month contract, but they've been paying the guy for 20 years? Shouldn't that guy be arrested? You know, there could be an accounting mistake. There's not an accounting mistake. There could be an accounting mistake. Okay? Where, I remember once with the old company at that owned the radio station before the company that owns it now, there was an advertiser that they paid double what they were supposed to be paying. They sent 2 checks. What do you think the radio station did? Did they cash both checks? Did they deposit both checks? No. They called them up and said, hey, you guys sent us 2 checks. We only need 1. And they sent it back. Whoa. That's what you do, you know. But this guy that had a 3-month contract and he's been getting paid for 20 years, obviously there's corruption probably on both ends, but certainly on his. There was a story recently. Remember this guy on TikTok? They put a bunch of money in his account and he went out and spent it, even though he knew it wasn't his. It was like 6 figures. I saw this, it was on TikTok a few months ago. When you receive money that you're not supposed to receive, it is a crime to keep it and use it. Yeah, and let me tell you, those checks that because I don't want to say the dollar amount. It was big. It was big. It was a big account, and then they sent 2 different checks, and it was a big company, and it was so big, I guess they didn't know. And they probably could have kept that going. And maybe they never would have known, but it's wrong and it's criminal. It's stealing. So this company or guy or whoever has been getting paid for 20 years on a 3-month job, they should all be arrested and charged with major financial felonies. These are the biggest financial crimes of our time, people, and that's taxpayer money. Oh, I can't wait. So the liberals and the fake news media, what they're saying is there's no evidence, even though they're giving evidence. So they're choosing to ignore the documents that they're being given and choosing to ignore what's being said. So that's they're perfectly comfortable doing that. You know what the media is doing with this? You know what it is in the Democrats? There's a lot of textbook definitions of terrible things, right? The judges' textbook. Wait till I get to the stories on the judges. The textbook definitions of corruption are the judges. What the media are doing is gaslighting, attempting to gaslight. They can't get the flame going, but they're attempting to gaslight. So then here's again President Trump in the Oval Office yesterday. This was during the Tulsi Gabbard swearing in ceremony with Pam Bondi.
Talk about widespread fraud.
Oh, yeah. Tremendous fraud. There's tremendous fraud. And it's hard to believe that you can have that kind of fraud. You're talking about are you talking about what? Wait. Which are you talking? You're talking about with regard to all of the investigations that are going on about this stupidity. What we're gonna do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference.
I would say that was the one I played before. I got another one I'll play after the break. I apologize. But the news I'll play this just again because he's gonna it's worth playing again since I started it.
Investigations that are going on about this stupidity. What we're gonna do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference. I'm gonna read to you some of the names that hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars have been given to.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to have a press conference sometime today going through this, and it'll be fascinating. He's going to name names. I don't know if it'll be of individuals or companies or what, but names are going to be named on this list. And it'll be very interesting to see how the media and the Democrats handle it. All right, now listen, I forgot to turn the phones on today, so those of you that have been calling in, the phones are ringing, no one's answering because they're not coming through the board. So during the break, I'll get the phones going. And then you can call back, all right? The number, 888-465-2631. At least I figured it out now. I mean, once or twice, I've gone through almost a whole show like that and didn't know. And I'm like, what's going on? And then it's like, there's like 20 minutes left in the show. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to turn the phones on. But that's okay. I'll do that during the break. So give me a few minutes, and then you're welcome to call in on this. And I've only just begun on this coverage that we have today on these corrupt judges. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here on the Steve Kane Show with Amazing Brian. Just a reminder that at 10 this morning, we're back to the rock and roll music on the True Oldies channel.
From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
This Thursday morning and throughout the day, we have a high of 80 degrees, breezy, mostly sunny, and a slight chance of showers. Tonight, a chance of showers with a low of 73 degrees. Friday morning, a high of 77 degrees and a chance of showers. Friday night, slight chance of showers and breezy, and low of 73 degrees.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Southbound I-95 at Blue Heron Boulevard, Crash Community Drive at Village Boulevard.
You know, Mike, I need I forwarded it to the wrong number. I don't know who's getting all the calls. I need the number for number 1, and I don't have it in front of me. Do you happen to? You know what, Doc? Let me call you. It'll come up on your ID.
Live streaming and
Okay.
buy-ins
Hold
for
on.
all types of players. Starting this week with a $150,000 guaranteed multi-flight. Feel the love in the poker room this month.
Okay,
with
I don't know it
super
because it's in my
every
thing.
day,
Don't
and
say it
it's
too
just
loud, but I got the
$10,000
area
in cash.
code.
Bet small, win
What's
big with
what's
our
your number?
table game fund, including Ultimate Texas Hold'em
You wanna
and
dial it?
Red Poker with just a $5
I already hit the area
For
code.
information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach
so
Gardens.
you-
We're
okay.
so excited to be celebrating
Okay,
50
so-
years here in South Florida. The
Let
Cohen
me see
family
it.
started their first health food store in 1972, and ever since have been one of the largest locally owned family-run health food stores in the area. We carry thousands of supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathics, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at
Okay, now it's working.
561-626-4377.
I had the wrong number in by 1 digit.
Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com.
That person's probably waking up to
I don't know who's getting the calls. I don't know.
Right now, Michael and Dell at My Pillow is offering his first ever mega sale. With our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, you can save big money on top MyPillow products.
Wait a second.
The MyPillow sheets, the MyPillow 6-piece towel set, the MyPillow that started it all, and much, much more. And free shipping on all orders. That's right, free shipping on all orders with our promo code KANE at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel better. At the Bio Station in West Del Rey, Dr. Mitch Montez, an expert in hormone replacement therapy, is here to help you reclaim your youth. Hormone replacement therapy is all natural and can restore your hormones to where they were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, have more energy, and even get your sex drive. And for women, hormone replacement pellet therapy can completely stop and reverse the signs and symptoms
Okay.
of menopause.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Better sleep and no more night sweats. Call Dr. Montez for a free consultation today at 561-320-8893.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 48 years on the air.
All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I got the phone number. I had the phone number forwarded to the wrong number by 1 digit. So I don't know who was getting those calls. We used to have, I don't want to say who this was, but we had a sponsor at the radio station years ago, and their toll-free number, if you got the last number wrong by 1 digit, it called a phone sex line. And you would be surprised how many times that happened, because we would get calls sometimes on the air from listeners who says, you're giving out the wrong number. It was to a doctor too. And that number you're giving out for doctor, I'm not going to say who, goes to a phone sex line. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'd call the number. It was the doctor's. It took us a long time to figure that out. And, if some of our listeners, though, they probably kept the wrong number. They like that number too. I'm serious. It was the last digit of the number of the toll-free number. All right, so let's get to it. If you're on hold, hang in there. I want to get through this in this segment. So what they're doing, the Democrats, with these Democrat federal judges, this is not judicial activism. You hear, I know President Trump's being very kind. He's calling them activists. Yeah, they're activists, but they're criminals. Both of them. These two judges are they're as corrupt as Merchan in the New York case, except these are federal judges with lifetime appointments, okay? Merchan's a local judge. That's not a lifetime appointment. And what they're really, a lot of times when there's a Supreme Court justice nomination, and when you hear people that are conservative talk about the two different types of judges, Democrat and Republican judges, you'll hear with Republican judges, they'll talk about constitutionalist. And what they mean by that, like our judges or the Trump judges are constitutionalists. That means they make rulings based on what the Constitution says, not what they feel or want, because judges are not legislators. When Democrats pick someone to be on the Supreme Court, they pick activist justices is what they want. And what an activist judge is they don't go by the Constitution. And some of them are very open about it. They got a lifetime appointment. They figure, what are you going to do to us? There was one of the Democrats, I think it might have been Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I could be wrong about that. It was one of the liberal justices, and I'm pretty sure it was Ginsburg. She said, when the Supreme Court's making rulings, it should look at constitutions of other countries. What? What do those constitutions have to do with ours? And liberal justices often make rulings based on what they feel should be right, not what the Constitution says. That's not what these two judges are. Both of them are criminals. They are both corrupt. And they're taking part in a criminal RICO operation here that is covering up financial crimes, of which they may be involved in, possibly, when you hear these stories. And also, they're involved in an insurrection against the executive branch of government by interrupting the government business of Doge, who is the financial corruption czar, Elon Musk, appointed by the president. Now, the first one is Judge Bates. Okay? Judge Bates, listen to this, and the next one's worse. I don't know. They're both pretty bad, but the other one we have more info on. Judge Bates, he's one of the two judges. Federal Judge Bates, he's one of the ones that made these rulings against Doge. Judge Bates, hard to say. Judge Bates' wife gets funding from USAID. His wife, who has a different last name than him. See, this is why they all have different last names. So it's not so obvious. They do the corruption through the spouses. And since the last names are different, it doesn't stand out as much. Well, a lot of people think that these Democrat women don't take their husband's married names because I am woman, hear me roar, I won't be defined by the brand of a man's name. No, it's so they can do crime and it doesn't stand out so much. The judge's wife, Carol Reese, is the founder of Hope for Children in Ethiopia and is a long-term recipient of USAID money. I always wondered how these judges live in these mansions on these low six-figure salaries. In Virginia, where it's expensive. Now we know. And I wonder how much of that USAID money for this Ethiopian charity goes to administrative cost, which means the judges and his wife's lifestyle. So that's the first judge. Now the next one, this is Judge McConnell. Listen to this, and I got a very detailed article about this I'm going to go through. What I'm going to read you is from X, but then I have an article from a liberal source to back up these claims. Listen to this. Before Judge McConnell ordered Trump to restore USAID funding and called him a tyrant, he was accused of buying his lifetime judicial appointment to the federal bench. Judge McConnell spent over $700,000 contributing to Democrats and funneled thousands to his state's two U.S. senators who recommended his appointment to President Obama. Both senators refused to recuse themselves from his confirmation vote. He bought his judgeship. So goes the accusation. So I was like, well, before I go public with this, I need to find somebody reporting on this. I found a bunch of stories back at the time, which was in 2010. The story, now, and there's a lot of stories out there on this at the time. I don't remember this controversy, but it was out there, and it's been reported all over the place. Well, actually, I don't remember his name or anything, but I do remember a judge reference because remember the governor of Illinois, Blagojevich, who was just pardoned by the president, was accused of taking a bribe for the senator he appointed to replace Obama in the Senate when he got elected president. And I remember a reference going around during those years, but I don't remember this story or the details or anything. But there's a lot of articles from 2010 about this accusation against this judge that he bought that judgeship for $700,000. And I have an article from Politico that I'm going to read from. And there's a lot of articles about this. I'm reading the article from Politico for a couple of reasons. One, it's a liberal publication. If I read it from some of the other places, they're conservative, and people that are listening that are liberal will say, oh, that's Breitbart, and they'll tune it out. So whenever I have stories like this, I try to get it from liberal sources so they can't discount the story by discounting the outlet. So Politico's liberal, and also Politico's taking $34 million a year from the USAID financial scandal. So their liberal Democrat credentials are firm, and they have an article about this. It is dated June 23rd, 2010. Manu Raju wrote this along with Scott Wong. Do they have any Americans working there? Listen to this. This is from Politico, June 2010. This is the judge that called Trump a tyrant. Republicans have mounted a vigorous, this is 2010. Politico's a liberal Democrat rag, so some of the phrasing and things that they say, maybe from a Democrat perspective, we'll find out. Republicans have mounted a vigorous attack against a district court nominee whose family donated nearly $700,000 to Democratic candidates and causes, including thousands to 2 Rhode Island senators who recommended him to Obama for the federal judgeship. Providence attorney Jack McConnell, he was an attorney then from Providence, Rhode Island. Now, I was born in Rhode Island. My dad was in the Marines and was stationed at a Navy base there. And it's the smallest, Broward County is bigger than Rhode Island. It's crazy. Providence attorney Jack McConnell, now federal judge trying to stop Elon and Trump. Providence attorney Jack McConnell's political donations dwarf contributions made by other Obama appointees, leading Republicans to question whether big-time donors could create a conflict of interest in neutral federal judiciary. While it's common for political appointees such as ambassadors to be heavy contributors to the president who nominates them, the sheer level of McConnell's giving to Democratic campaigns has added to Republican complaints about McConnell's nomination to serve on the U.S. District Court in Rhode Island. This gentleman is one of the largest fundraisers to the Democrat Party, says Senator John Cornyn from Texas. Oh, been a long time since I heard that name. A Judiciary Committee member who voted against McConnell told Politico, I think there well could be the appearance of a conflict of interest. Yeah, he bought the seat. Since 1993, again, this article is from 2010, and I found this on a Google search that took as long for me to find as putting in the judge's name with bought his seat. That's all I searched for. And it came right up. This is not hard to find. Everybody in Washington knows all this and more. This is not investigative journalism. I just did some Googling. It took 5 seconds, maybe less. Since 1993, McConnell and his wife, Sarah, have contributed $694,000. That's at $93. So how much is that in 2025 dollars? To Democratic campaigns and committees, according to the Center for Responsive Politics, which tracks political contributions. That includes $15,530 to Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed and $12,600 to Sheldon Whitehouse. Oh, what a piece of work he is, the state's junior senator. The McConnells also donated $157,000 to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee since '93. And again, this is in 2010, so it's not that many years. And an additional $47,500 to Senate-related campaign committees. Wow. Wow. Records show that political contributions given by other recent Obama judicial nominees pale in comparison to McConnell's. Supreme Court nominee Elena Kagan, given by other recent Obama judicial nominees, she donated $12,050 to Democrats, half of which went to Obama, and then he put her on the court. Berkeley law professor Goodwin Liu, a controversial Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals nominee, donated $4,350 to Democrats, including $1,000 to Obama. He got a seat. Superior Court Judge James Boasberg, a district court nominee for the District of Columbia, gave $1,000. You know, it goes on and on. This is a list of people that goes on and on. Apparently, there's a lot of Democrats very well may have bought their lifetime appointments to the federal bench, according to this article and accusations, from Obama through donations. But this judge that's going against Trump, Elon, and Doge gave more than like all of them combined. And they were talking at the time. Did he bribe senators? Did he buy the seat? And this was a big deal because of that. I can't remember the name. It was a black senator. He appointed a black man to be the senator to replace Obama, Governor Blagojevich. I keep calling him Blagojevich. Which is his? Blagojevich. The other one's the director. But so this was a big thing at the time. So we got one judge who, liberal Politico, suggesting he bought his federal judgeship in 2010. The other judge, his wife's with a different last name, which is part of a money launder racket. See, I always thought these liberal women just didn't take their husband's last name because they're independent women. I'm not going to carry around the brand of my husband. No, they do it to cover up the rest. So the other judge's wife is taking USAID money. Are they talking about this on these panels on TV, on MSNBC? With Buddy Holly over there? Or is it Elvis Costello? Who do you think Rachel Maddow looks like? Buddy Holly or Elvis Costello? I don't mean Elvis Costello now. I'm talking about Elvis Costello in the 90s, early 2000s. When he did that Burt Bacharach album. This is huge stuff. If Donald Trump went judge shopping, he might have picked these guys because they totally are, they are the textbook definition of what Elon Musk is fighting against. And if these accusations by Politico are true, I'm so excited I can't even talk. If these, this is liberal Politico I just read from about this guy that took $34 million a year from USAID, all right? Don't you think this should be on television? Don't you think they should be talking about, why am I breaking this to you? In fact, there's such a blackout on it, I didn't even start with it at the top of the show. I waited like over half an hour. It wasn't even, because I know no one's going to be breaking this stuff. Now I know I'll get 3 calls. Oh, I heard so-and-so say it. Whatever. There's always going to be someone that says that. But there's a media blackout on these corrupt judges. A media blackout. And you know what? I had these stories yesterday afternoon. And the people in the White House press corps, they know these guys. They know so much more than what I know about this. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our last break of the first hour and be back.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith with All Year. Do you have a faucet that continues to drip and drip? Trust All Year for same-day service 24/7. Call us today at 833 All Year.
Right now at All Year Cooling, enjoy free service calls and save up to 30% off repairs and new AC units.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. He fixed it. It was best we kept for it. Lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we're back. Sorry, I was having a conversation with Mike, brought up off the air, and lost track of time. That was actually a shorter break than I was I thought that was the bottom of the hour break. I didn't really remember it was the quarter till break. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton. You know, it's Thursday already. You know, the weekend's coming up, and, you know, if you're in pain and maybe you're too busy with work to get in to see Dr. Appleton during the week, he is open on Saturdays, and on Saturdays, walk-ins are also welcome. Appointments are not necessary. In fact, most of the time, when I go to see Dr. Appleton, when I do something, it's usually on Saturdays. And I'll tell Dr. Appleton, I'll say, you know, Tuesday, I took a fall, and I heard, he's like, well, why are you here on Saturday? Why didn't you come on, like, Wednesday? I was like, well, I was busy, so I've been suffering all week, you know. So appointments are not necessary on Saturday either. And I've been talking about this a lot because I've had a lot of people ask me, when we were at Wings Plus, a lot of people were asking me about the laser wave pain treatment, okay? And I often say it's painless, right? Because it is. And a couple people asked me at Wings Plus, they said, do you feel it? And I didn't even think about this before. And no, not only is the laser treatment with Dr. Appleton, his laser wave pain treatment, painless, you do not even feel it. There's no feeling, there's no sensation, nothing. It's just like you're there, you know. I mean, like now, it feels like now, whatever part of my body he'd be treating. You don't even feel it. It's not just pain-free, you don't even feel it. There's no pressure, there's no sensation, there's nothing. The best, which is a pretty awesome thing, I'm here to tell you. You know how many people I've known in my life that they're in pain and I don't know what the medication is called, but they go to the doctor to get shots every few months. And these deep shots that go deep in their body that hurt like whatever, first of all, it's a drug. You're not fixing the problem like the laser treatment does with Dr. Appleton. It repairs the damage. That just masks the pain. Who wants to go in and get a massive injection that dopes you up every few months, that's painful, that doesn't even fix the problem? That's crazy. Go see Dr. Appleton. Take advantage of his laser wave pain treatment. It's a free consultation. Again, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. His number is 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, hey, Richie.
Really, and I could probably get to Trump faster than I can get to you. I have to say this to you. I feel sorry for you. I really feel sorry for you because you have to try to keep up with President Trump's actions and Musk's actions, and things are going so fast that it's an impossible thing. I think you're going to have a staff of probably 5,000 people 24 hours a day.
Well, how do you think I forgot that to turn the phones on? I was on for half an hour. I didn't turn the phones on. I was so out of it.
This is unbelievable what's going on here. First of all, Clarence Thomas is against these judges, this judge shopping. My understanding is the Supreme Court is chopping at the bit to get a case where they're going to probably go 8-1 against all these individual federal judges that are making nationwide decisions that's only supposed to be for the Supreme Court. And they're going to stop this. They're just waiting for the first case to get to them. So Pam Bondi already knows it. This is what I'm listening to. 2 lawyers. I don't sleep. I have insomnia, so I listen to the lawyers, MAGA lawyers. And let me tell you something. Crap is going to hit the fan. You're 100% right. Whether they're corrupt or not, this judge shopping is going to stop. As soon as it gets to the Supreme Court, it's over for them. And they're panicking like crazy. They don't know what to do. I bet you don't know this one. Do you know that LeeZep, did you hear about LeeZep?
Yeah, I got I'm here till 9. I haven't gotten everything yet. But, the entire government is a big Ponzi. Or, I don't know what, maybe not a Ponzi. I don't know, maybe a Ponzi is not the right word. I don't know. It's obviously a mob. It's an organized criminal operation. I'm not sure, what we would exactly call it, but that's what it is.
What we're watching is something very special. You know what we're watching? The destruction of the Democratic Party, along with the thieves, along with all the thieves up there. You're watching this. This is like happening right before our eyes. And President Trump, so I can't believe it. He doesn't care at this point to name names and faces. And this every day gets more and more and more. The country, I mean, let me tell you.
Well, today he said he's going to do that. He's going to have a press conference today, and he's going to do that today.
They can't keep up with them. The Democratic Party is panicking. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, they're really in trouble. I mean, there's going to be people going.
And I got to tell you, who is in the most immediate trouble is Ilhan Omar. All this stuff about her, how she got her immigration status that's been going around for years. The chickens are coming home to roost on that one, and there's like really serious people looking into that for the first time.
Yeah, this is unbelievable what's coming down in this country. And even Israel last night, they're back on, the thing is back on. Trump plucked them right back into, we're going to start giving hostages up Saturday. Yeah, that just came out. I mean, you can't keep up.
I know. Well, it's very difficult, you know. And what it's most difficult, like with my podcast, because you know my podcast is recorded, so I wait because I know stuff's coming down. Like yesterday, by the way, if you missed my podcast is on all podcast platforms, and I'm even on Audible. If you get the books on tape on Audible, my podcast is there as well, and all kinds of places, but. The way I'm doing my podcast now is I know when there's news coming down and there's going to be an event, so I wait for then I do the podcast and then I get it up real quick, right? You know, it's crazy.
Your podcast and the radio, everything. Okay, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the newspapers. You know why newspapers are going bad? Because they got to print too early, and these stories are all by the time they come on the street.
And well, in the old days, they used to like how many editions? They used to have like 2-3 editions of major newspapers every day to keep up. You can't. You really. It is. This is. Let me tell you guys. I've been up since midnight. Okay, I'm not. I mean, I'm not kidding. I woke up at midnight, and my wife says, "What are you doing? It's only midnight. Go back to sleep." And I got my phone out. I woke her up with the light from the phone, so I got out of bed at about 12:30. But I was up at midnight, reading the news, and it's just it's. As soon as I roll over, if my eyes open, I grab my phone and there's news. Like this story, these two stories I have with the judges. In particular, the one who's it was alleged he bought his seat.
You know that, don't you?
No, what about the video?
Stop attacking Trump.
Oh yeah. He's the one that calls him a tyrant. You know, the thing about the judge, it's interesting. There's a lot of Democrat judges, but they just got two that are really corrupt, which means the ones that don't have obvious corruption didn't want to touch it. They had to find the dirtiest judges they got to make these rulings.
Yeah, let me tell you real quick. I don't have a talk show like you do, but I don't sleep like you do.
No.
Sick. I must be sick because I don't sleep. I listen to this all night long in my ear. I see what's going on. I say, oh, my God. You put on television, you're behind times. Everything is behind because he's so fast in what he's doing. You can't keep up. And he's doing exactly what they did. Throw everything at him at once, and they don't know where to go.
Well, that you know, the thing about it is it's a, I don't know what the tactic is. When Bret Baier interviewed Trump the other day, he used a football reference to explain it because it was Super Bowl Sunday. But he's got so many balls up in the air that he's juggling. They can't see them. You know what I mean? There's just too much. And the media, they're so stupid. They don't even understand how they sound. They're in shock.
Conferences. The press conference she had yesterday was another great one. She is so great. I mean, the whole.
Oh, Pam Bondi?
Yep,
yeah. All right, Rich, you got to run. Thanks for the call. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Our number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
This Thursday morning and throughout the day, we have a high of 80 degrees, breezy, mostly sunny, and then slight chance of showers. Tonight, a chance of showers with a low of 73 degrees. Friday morning, a high of 77 degrees and a chance of showers. Friday night, slight chance of showers and breezy and low of 73 degrees.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
The emergency vehicle still reportedly on the scene of a couple of accidents. One Community Drive at Village Boulevard, the other Sandsburg's Way at Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line. Pound 250, keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. It's showtime in the paddock. Check out the exciting lineup with fabulous dinner shows.
Was what I was talking to Mike about. I'm not going to tell you who, but there's a well-known radio personality who was talking crap, a very well-known person who was talking crap about me. And it was saying, and I was, and a bunch of people told me, and I was telling Mike about it, and I said, you can't, when you're on the air, there's always going to be people that don't, that say bad things about you.
Because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $9.
This is somebody that is very well known, that you all know. They're famous. They're famous person, and they said I'm a wacko. But I've heard they've said worse things about me too. I'm not gonna tell you who. All righty, we're back. If you're on hold, stand by. Hour number 2's begun. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. So, this thing about the judges is just beyond, there's the media bias, okay? We used to call it journalistic malpractice. Like a lot of stories, journalistic malpractice. And I mentioned this yesterday. Hannity, talks a lot on his radio show. We're here every day combating liberal media bias. Trump started with the fake news, which is the most accurate term. And Rush used to talk about this a lot. I mentioned this yesterday. I want to mention it again to illustrate this. Rush used to say, he was mostly talking about CNN because that's mostly what we had when he was around. But Rush Limbaugh used to say all the time this. The liberal media, they're the only business who think they know more than their customer. And if their customer isn't buying what they're selling, they're going to keep doing it because they know what's better. And the customer's always right. Now we know what the real secret is. The USAID, which is a front probably for the CIA, owns the media. They're fake news. They're a propaganda wing of USAID, which is a front organization for the CIA probably. Or some other deep state entity. They may be their own deep state entity. We don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it. Radcliffe's the head of the CIA. Maybe they're not even telling him, But now, I do want to mention, I'm not going to tell the details of this yet because I'm going to hold off on it. But I have been up since midnight, and you may have noticed we have a new sponsor coming on we'll tell you about in a couple weeks that'll explain my great energy that I have. Oh, my goodness. But that's all you're going to get for now. But this is not journalistic malpractice. What the media are doing is 100% the spreading of propaganda, of lies. There's no evidence. There's a constitutional crisis. They know everything that we know and more because they're part of the dirty team of corrupt Washington people, okay? So this is a very conscious effort. Maxine Waters lives in a house that's over 5,000 square feet in Los Angeles. That's like the size, I knew someone that lived in a house that was 5,000 square feet, and they invited me over. Have you ever been to a house that's 5,000 square? Have you ever been to a 5,000 square feet house? It's a mansion. A mansion. A mansion. I was blown away. I couldn't believe. And I remember the 5,000 square feet very well because I asked them, I said, how big is your, I didn't know you were this, I knew you were loaded, but not this loaded. It was in Miami. And so that's 5,000 square feet, like it was no big deal. Maxine Waters has worked for the government her entire life. She's worth many millions of dollars. And she lives in a house that's over 5,000 square feet in Los Angeles. Most people in Los Angeles, even rich people, don't own houses. They rent. A lot of the celebrities rent their mansions because even they can't afford. But she can. And she doesn't live in South LA either. It's outside of the South LA area. I don't remember exactly where, but she lives in a nice area. And, how does she pay with it? I don't, is it a USAID house? We talk about this. So the media and the Congress people that are defending this corruption are very well aware of what's going on. They know more about it than we know. And the desperation's getting worse because the checks aren't coming anymore. Maybe some of them still are because they're still going through it, but there's eyes. I mean, look at this thing with New York. They took the money back, $59 million. There were a lot of people that had been waiting for that money. That's their money. They took it back. Christy, no. The thing that Richie was talking about with Lee Zeldin's $20 million. That idiot on the 5, that liberal girl, Jessica Tarloff. She said, she named the number, however many was it 20 billion, she said? She's like, that's not that much money. Jessica Tarloff went to the London School of Economics for college. Anytime I hear that someone went to the London School of Economics or Oxford, I think deep state. That's not a lot of money? Are you kidding? So these people it's not malpractice. They are very well aware of what they're doing because these are the people that are receiving the money. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, once, twice. All right, you missed your opportunity. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Randy from South Mississippi.
All right, Randy, what's up?
Just a quick comment. God bless the great late Rush Limbaugh. When I dialed in, you were talking about him, kind of stole my thunder a little bit. I just wish that man was alive right now to see the greatness that Donald Trump, our president of the United States, is doing right now and what's going on. And can you imagine what his radio talk show would be like right now? You're the man, Brian. I appreciate you. Again, thank you so much for everything you do. And I can't wait to get up every morning and listen to your podcast and show on YouTube.
Well, I appreciate it. All right, well, welcome. I thank you for your kind words. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Pam Bondi is great, and she's going after these judges. But I think it's our Congress should make it so only the Supreme Court can do anything against the President of the United States. Because these bought and paid for judges are out of control. I don't know what Pam Bondi can do.
Well, the one judge looks like he was doing the buying and the paying. If the story in Politico about him's true. I got to tell you something. This thought has crossed my mind my whole life. When you see the houses these people live in, you wonder, how does someone who works for the government, even in these high-level positions, they might, and I'm not saying this is not a lot of money, but it's not enough to live in mansions, $170,000 a year or so, and they live in these huge mansions and everything, and you think, how do they afford that? Now we know.
Yeah, exactly. They're robbing the government, robbing the Treasury, robbing us, and enough is enough now. And now I can see, without a doubt, I can see them all running with their tail between their legs, and trying to stop it because they're all going to get caught. And this is...
Well, I got to tell you something. This story that I read from Politico from 2010 about the allegation. It's an allegation that he bought his federal judgeship from the Democrats. As I did not go searching for that for more than maybe 5 seconds. I typed in his name, bought his seat, and it came right up because I saw something on X about it. So anyone who's in media of any kind that follows news and politics knows these stories.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's so corrupt. Everybody, and they think it's okay. They've been robbing and doing corruption so long. They're immune. They're like, everybody does it.
No, what happens is, think about it. No matter who you are, I remember when I first started out on my own and I was first doing this kind of stuff, and I was board hopping at some stations. Some of them wouldn't even pay me. I was like working for free at these. They call it internships, so it was fine. I networked and got some skills. It was worth it. And my goal was to make when I first started, it was to make $300 a week. I'm like, if I can just make $300 a week at some radio station somewhere, I'll be great. I'll have a great time. You know what I mean? And as you get older, and you know this because you know you've been around. You're a successful guy. No matter what someone makes, everyone always lives at that level, right? You live within your means, but if you're smart, I believe me, I live within. Why do you think I lived in the same house for over 20 years? My wife has been trying to get me to buy a new house for like 10 years. I always am against it, but I live within my means, but you still live at the level of your income. So these people in Washington, the lifestyle they are living at, it requires that USAID money coming to them or these other corrupt deals, right? So that money is a lot of it's already been cut off, and it's and more of it will be cut off the longer Doge is at work. And they're terrified because it's the equivalent. What's happening is they're losing almost all their income. The money that they make in their government jobs is like cigar money, what was what did Elon say that in the Oval Office? Oh yeah, this thing about Elon Musk was saying there's a lot of people that are working in the bureaucracy that live like millionaires. We're going to look and find it what that's about, right? And these are not people that are Congress people. He's talking about people that work in cubicles in DC are living like millionaires. Okay? So with that money being cut off, that's their entire life is being cut off by Doge, Elon, and President Trump. Their government salaries couldn't make their car payments on their government salaries. All right?
I can't wait to find out how much everybody's been robbing individually.
Well, they're in a panic because their money is being, and these, I was talking to Mike before the show. We were talking about some of these football players and and how they blow their money. These NFL guys like Belgrade here in Florida. There are more NFL players out of Belgrade, Florida than anywhere. I mean, it's crazy, right? And those guys make it to the NFL. They're not just supporting themselves, they're supporting mom and grandma and the cousins and the brothers and the sisters. It's the same thing with these corrupt people in Washington. They're supporting themselves, their children, it's like, but also their extended families. And now, and this has been going on probably for close to 200 years, but at this level since the end of the Second World War. And their entire family life, which is very upscale, is based on that corruption money coming in, and it's being cut off. So what's going to happen? Did you see this story that Disney is cutting back on their DEI stuff?
Yeah.
A week after it got exposed that USAID was giving them $18 million a month for the fake Disney Plus subscriptions. They're scared. That's why they're dumping that, and it's only one or two minor things. Don't be fooled by that headline. But the panic, imagine think about this. If there was somebody that was working to take away 98% of your income forever, would you be panicked?
Oh, sure. Yeah, man. I know you just mentioned Disney. Of all companies that don't need money, certainly it's Disney. Disney's making tons of money for everything, and they're still getting money from the government.
Mm-hmm.
This is just to do what these people in charge want Disney to do, and for that kind of money, they'll do it.
Yep. All right. I gotta run, but thanks for the call. I want to tell you guys the free shipping offer is still available at mypillow.com. There's huge discount with our promo code Kane, of course. There's huge discounts site-wide on some of the most popular and what I would call the must-haves at mypillow.com. All the pillows, the sheets, the pet beds, the slippers, the bathrobes, the towels. Oh man, I love the MyPillow towels. All of it, huge discounts on all these top must-have MyPillow products, but it's also free shipping site-wide There's no minimum order needed, no matter how small the order is. The smallest thing I could find were the socks, which are just over $3 a pair. It's free shipping site-wide, no matter how small or how large the order is, with our promo code Kane at checkout. This will end without notice. So it's a time to load up. So go to mypillow.com, use our promo code Kane. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. All right, we'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon, one of the DJs here at the True Oldies channel. Hope you're enjoying the Kane Show with Brian. And we want to remind you that at 10 this morning, the oldies are back. The greatest hits of the 60s and 70s, right here on the True Oldies channel.
This is your time. Your time to really focus on wellness. Wellness of mind, body and spirit. Amrit Ocean Resort is now open on Singer Island, the next generation luxury wellness resort, merging Eastern principles and Western luxury. The 4-story wellness spa is like nothing you've experienced before. Hydrothermal water therapy, hot and cold pools, steam, sauna room, inhalation salt therapy chamber, and Arctic chill fountains, all designed to detox and relax. All located on the picture-perfect beaches and impressive facilities of Amrit Ocean Resort. Face and body treatments, including Reiki experiences, reflexology and massage. Explore all available offers at amritocean.com. That's AMRIT Ocean.com.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Goudet.
If you're new, make sure that you subscribe, guys. And if you're already subscribed, please like the video if you don't mind. That helps a lot.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Come together for an electrifying concert experience celebrating the timeless music of the Fab Four. Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. Go on an extraordinary journey.
Welcome, Monty Martin. Thank you.
High definition with an unforgettable.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for subscribing. Oh.
Blood work done. I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I'm giving any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Your techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments are necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or
I want to talk about that thing with the dryer yesterday.
they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. Any lab test now in Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. It's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard.
Yes, I did shave today. I don't shave with the razor too often. I did today. I was just in the mood. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. No, somebody in one of the chats mentioned it.
Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM. The Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM. Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM. And anywhere in the world at True Oldies FLA.
All right. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I just want to play this clip, then I'll get into some other stuff. But this lunatic Democrat congresswoman yesterday, she's one of these, she's about 85 years old, she still thinks she's some feminist from like the 60s or something. And she's from the era of free love. No one wants to do any free loving with her, I tell you that. Maybe back then, I don't know. But listen.
Yesterday, I met with a manufacturing company, but they also are engaged in getting young people more engaged in manufacturing. So I asked them, so how many of those students that are signing up and want to do this, how many are women? And they said, well, I know there's at least 13% or something. It was a low number. And you had mentioned trying to engage more women in manufacturing. I'm just wondering if just the name manufacturing sounds like a guy.
Okay. So manufacturing, she wants to take that. I remember once there was an activist who was saying that the term blackmailing was racist, blackmailing, because it's, so bizarre. I'm not kidding. And now I don't know any Latin or anything like that, but Mike Lee does. I guess he went to law school. And he put an explanation about this. This is where Democrats' minds are at, right? They wonder, why do we lose it? I don't want them to wise up. Keep doing what you're doing, Democrats. You're helping Trump so much more than you could imagine. But this Mike Lee, I guess is he a lawyer, Mike Lee? I guess. The word manufacturer isn't sexist. It has nothing to do with man. It comes from the Latin words manus, M-A-N-U-S, which means hand. And the second one, facture, which means to make. So manufacture actually means made by hand. Nothing to do with men. So, but we don't want these liberals, these Democrats, to correct themselves. Let the media keep doing what they're doing, and let the Democrats keep attacking Elon Musk and President Trump for rooting out corruption. I can't wait for the president's press conference when he names names today of the receivers of the corruption money. It's going to be great. I hope there's some big names that are familiar to us, like some big, I don't know if it's going to be people, companies, or organizations, or a mix, but I hope they're names that we're familiar with, whether it's an organization, a person, or a company, so we can put a face to the corruption. Now, I want to tell you, I had something happen yesterday, and I wanted to throw this out to you guys. Now, I mentioned that my clothes dryer broke over the weekend, and I wasn't worried. I had a warranty. It was not the heating element. I know all these people. I know how to change a heating element. I've changed a heating element on more than one clothes dryer. Okay, it's a pretty simple thing to do. But the circuit board went out. But I wasn't worried because I got a warranty. Well, it was about 5 minutes out of warranty, so it wasn't covered. So I had to buy a new dryer. And I have one of those front-loading washing machines, and I had the matching dryer to go with it. This is my third set of a washer-dryer with the front-loading washing machine. They break down all the freaking time, and they're no good anymore. I've had to buy 3 sets. My mother still has the washer and dryer I used in high school, okay, in her house. And I've had 3 sets, I don't know, in just a few short amount of years. So when my dryer went out and I found out it wasn't under warranty and I had to go buy a new one, I didn't get the matching one with the front-loading washer. I said, when this washer goes, I'm going to buy the old-fashioned washing machine. But now so I went to the store. I'm not going to tell you what store because of the rest of the story. But I went to the same store that I bought the junk from 3 times. This is my 4th, since I've been in this house that I'm in, the 20 years, this is, I don't know how many dryers and washers I have no idea. But anyway, I went back to the same store, and I bought the old-fashioned one, a Maytag, the old-fashioned one. It was a lot cheaper than the front loader. It doesn't match, but I figured the front loader washer is probably on its last leg anyway, since this is the 3rd one I've had in just seems like a couple of years. And so I don't care. But so I got the old-fashioned dryer with the lint screens on the top, and it's a Maytag. And it's actually, it was a lot cheaper and it's a lot bigger. It's almost industrial sized dryer. And the guy at the salesman was trying to get me, because it was the same salesman I used last time, and he looked up, he could see what I bought. And he was trying to sell me on the big one, and on the big expensive one that matches the one. And I said, no, that one, you sold me that one last time. It just broke. And it's the third one. I told him the whole story. So I'm getting the old-fashioned kind. I don't care if it doesn't match. It's in my garage, okay? The garage is a mess anyway. Who cares? Who cares? And I said, plus, with this one, I don't have to buy the base. Because when you buy those front-loading washer and dryers, they got a real scam going. They're about 2 feet high, so you got to buy a base to put them on. That's another couple $100. So I said, I get this dryer. It's a lot cheaper. Hopefully it won't break down like this one you just sold me last time. And plus, I don't have to buy the base. It's like, yeah, okay, you don't. Yeah, okay. So yesterday, the guys show up. They speak the delivery drivers, and this is a major company. They don't speak English. They don't even speak broken English. The guy knew like 1 or 2 words, and there were 2 of them. And this company, this is why I'm not saying the name of the company, although you can look this up, and I did post a story about this on my X. The company that I bought my dryer from about 6, 7, 8 years ago, a woman in my neighborhood got a delivery of a clothes dryer from the same company that I buy all my stuff from. And one of the delivery drivers murdered the woman in her own home. He was convicted and went to prison, but she's dead. He beat her in the head with either a hammer or a mallet or something, I don't remember, and then tried to light her on fire. Okay? So, but this is, so I don't let deliveries come when I'm not home. I would never let my wife be home when there's any deliveries from anyone or repairmen, nothing. I always make sure I'm home. And these guys here, first they were supposed to come in the afternoon, then at the last minute, they're coming in the morning, which made me a little nervous, made my wife really nervous, since drivers from the same company murdered a woman in our neighborhood a few years ago, delivering a dryer like we were getting. So they get there, and even though they don't speak English, they're getting nasty with me because there's no base. And I'm trying to explain to them, I don't speak Spanish. I took Spanish in high school. I took it in college. I don't speak it. I just never could pick it up. I just got enough to get through each weekly quiz, and that was it. Okay? And they were getting really hostile with me. I said, this dryer, you don't need a base. And it was so stupid. I'm showing them, I was like, this one you need a base. And I'm opening up the door. This one is a different, you don't need a base. And they try, and I reach down to put the legs on. This is in the street. They really start to get pissed. And I don't know what they're saying. They don't speak any English. They don't know what I'm saying. My wife speaks Spanish, but she's not feeling too well. But things are going south. So I go back in the house, and I'm seeing if I can get my wife to come out and talk to them, because she speaks Spanish, and she can't do it. And I tell her, I said, they're getting nasty. She says, this is the same company that they killed the woman, and I said, I know. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't tell this story. I was in my own house, so it's okay. I took my .38 and put it in my pocket. Now, the reason I took my .38, not the Glock, is the .38 fits in my pocket. You can't even see it, of my jeans. The Glock, you can see. So when I went back out, they were putting my dryer back in the truck. And I was a little nervous because they were being so hostile. I had my .38 in my pocket because I was a little nervous. And I was trying to communicate with them to call whoever their supervisor is so I could talk to them and tell them you don't need a base for this dryer. It's one of the reasons I bought it. And I was like, telefono, boss, I mean, it was really bad. I mean, this was insane. And he took the phone out, kept calling, it was going to voicemail, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I go back inside and I talk to her, can you come out and talk to these guys? She's like, I can't. So they called somebody. So you know what they did? They set the dryer, they installed the dryer on the base of the old washing machine, which it doesn't even fit on. The front of it's like hanging off. It doesn't shake or anything, and I can't pick it up myself, and you know, I might leave it there. I don't know. But anyway, it was insane. It was insane. But this was my question. These guys are delivery men for a major company. I'm not in Little Havana here. I'm not in Miami. I'm in Boca. Okay? They're driving a very large box truck. You know, these big companies, they have big box trucks because they're doing deliveries all day. How can these two guys not speak a word of English? And I'm telling you, they weren't faking it because they were pissed. And I was frustrated and nothing came out other than base, can't, you know, all this stuff. There was a lot of pointing going on at things. We're trying to, it was like, you know what it was like? It was like talking to, it's like we were cavemen in prehistoric times that had no spoken language. It was very difficult. Plus they were both pissed. So this is what I was wondering. Do you think these guys are illegals? Because even in Miami, I have not been anywhere in Miami, even Little Havana, in years and had a problem finding somebody that speaks English. It used to be like after the boat lift and stuff, you could go into a place and no one would speak English at a restaurant. That could happen. Not anymore. Not anymore. In fact, whenever I was in Little Havana recently, they see me, I'm as gringo as it gets. They don't even begin in Spanish. They begin in English. Everyone speaks English in Little Havana, all through Miami. Are these guys illegals, you think? How can you not speak a word of English and be driving a big old truck for a major company like this? And the reason I bring this up is how many illegals are in this country, really? How could they pass to drive a truck this size? You've got to have not a regular operator's license. I don't know what license you need. And I know people say, why don't you use the translator app? When you're pissed and they're angry and you're all pissed, you don't think clear. Oh, well, hold on. Excuse me, sir. Let me get the translator app. You're just pissed. So you're not, when you get angry and you're mad and they're mad, you don't think that way. But I want to ask you, what are the chances that they're undocumented? You know, the problem we have, you know, these are things we've known about, but we didn't have anyone in office that was going to do anything about it now. Now we do. And I don't know at how many levels this infiltration has taken place with the undocumented illegals in our country, but it is out of control to a level far beyond, I think, what any of us realize. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Our number 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Making morning radio
Is the one after Sloman's this hour?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What's the other one?
Mr. Thomas.
Oh, this hour, okay.
For 8 o'clock.
Oh, for 8 o'clock, okay. If you want to gripe about me, call me. You know, put you up.
Oh, seal next.
Oh. Learn Spanish, yeah, in Florida. In America. I need to learn Spanish, yes. Why not study Spanish? I almost didn't graduate college because of the foreign language requirement. When it comes to learning foreign languages, I have a block. Almost like a learning disability.
Years. Most of my practice is laser with robotic lasers. They're robots which rotates constantly around the area, where most lasers do not do that. So if you want to come in for a free consultation, as always here, welcome at Appleton Chiropractic. I'm here 6 days a week. I personally do all the treatment. You can bring your MRIs, you can bring your x-rays, you can bring your CAT scans, whatever you have to bring for me to look at, I would do that free of charge.
India, welcome. When you're pissed off, you don't think clearly about a translator. I'm not going to use a damn translation app. One of the guys on the truck should have a working knowledge of English.
A lot of patients. We want to be able to help you with
You know?
issues as well. You have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing.
If anyone should have the translator app, it should be them.
Consultation with us today.
Not me on hand. They should already have it ready to go.
754-222-6642. That's 754
Exactly.
6642.
Ryan here. Right now, Mike Lindell at MyPillow is offering his first ever mega sale. With our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, you can save big money on top MyPillow products, the MyPillow sheets, the MyPillow 6-piece towel set, the MyPillow that started it all, and much, much more. And free shipping on all orders. That's right, free shipping on all orders with our promo code KANE at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879.
This is Mark Laporta, son of Pam Laporta, and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. This support is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been protecting homes like yours for generations.
All right, we're coming back.
That number is 954-604-4602.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 48 years on the...
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888-465-2601. Now, by the way, if you're commenting, if you care to, on that thing I brought up, don't mention the name of that company, because that story was pretty high profile a few years ago. All right, I left it out for a reason. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bob from Jupiter.
Hey, what's up?
And the experience that you went through, I've been through it dozens of times. You know, it's a shame because it doesn't do anybody any good. The poor guys that are illegal or can't speak, I mean, they're getting taken advantage of. You're getting crummy service. They're not providing any great service for their company. Nobody wants to use them again. And that's part of the whole thing why everybody wants Trump in now, to get rid of all that kind of stuff. It's no good for anybody.
No, it was very frustrating, and I appreciate the call. And it was a frustrating thing. I'm here to tell you. You know, well, I won't tell you what you know. I'll tell you later. You're on the air. What's your name? I thought better of what I was about to say. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Brian. How are you?
All right.
It's Laura. Sorry for your dishwasher, but honestly, it happens to everyone, even they speak your language. They are very weird people. Brian, can I just say something about all these press conferences? I think that it's too much. It's too much. I'm not talking about President Trump, but Elon Musk with this baby all the time is getting, okay, at first it's cute. It was really cute, but when I saw when he was there next to President Trump looked to me not that happy.
You're wrong. You're so wrong. You're. You know, how many kids do you have? How many kids do you have?
It's one.
You sure about that? Why did you have to think? Why'd you have to think?
Because I didn't know I'm supposed to say it.
What are you revealing by having one child? What would be your?
What about my child? I have one child. You want to believe it? You don't want to believe it?
No, I believe you. It's just I think it was strange. It took you a moment to say that. No. Here's the thing. The look of annoyance. You're right. President Trump had a look of annoyance on his face, but it wasn't over Elon's son X. It was over the stupid questions from the press. If you were watching, and President Trump has if he was not annoyed at X, not at all.
Started to talk. The son started to do like what? And President Trump, he was like, and he turned his face.
That was when that was at one of the report. In fact, I played that clip on the air yesterday. It's when President Trump went, ugh. You know, it was in response to the reporter's idiotic question.
And President Trump, I love him. I voted for him. I didn't vote for Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Okay, slow down for a second. Slow down. You didn't. Hold on. You didn't vote for Elon Musk. What does that mean?
I voted for President Trump.
Did you vote for Tulsi Gabbard? Excuse me. Did you vote for Tulsi Gabbard?
Yes.
Did you vote for Pete? Did you vote for Pete Hegseth? Yes. No. How did you vote? How did you vote for Pete Hegseth? He wasn't even on the list before the election. How'd you vote for Pete Hegseth?
But I support.
And aren't you calling me from France? How did you vote? Aren't you in France?
You know, we can vote by correspondence. We can.
Oh my! Oh, you're a U.S. citizen with a French accent. Oh, you're one of the Americans abroad. You vote absentee. Okay, so the only person. Listen, you didn't vote for anyone who works for the president. You didn't even vote for J.D. Vance. Really, you voted for Trump. So this thing that you're saying, I didn't vote for Elon.
Elon, he cannot speak correctly in front of the.
How dare, with your accent? How can you? He's not American born either. English is not. He probably. What's that South African language? I forgot what it's called. But English is probably not his first language. With your accent. The way you said correspondence, you said correspondence with a French accent.
Understand me. And I don't come with my kids like this.
My kid?
That's a very good thing, but he should be. He tweets like
I'm just appalled. I am just appalled that you are saying you don't like his accent. You know, your accent is much heavier than Elon Musk's. You said he can't speak. You said he can't speak.
He doesn't speak correctly.
His English is better than yours. Say correspondence again. Say correspondence again. Say correspondence again. Can you say correspondence again in that French accent? Say correspondence again. Now you're trying to have an American accent. The first time you said it, it was with a French accent.
Accent that I have. Don't start with the accent story. I didn't talk about his accent. I didn't talk about his.
His English is better than yours.
Okay, whatever. But I don't go to the other office with my kids.
What? I couldn't understand what you just said because your accent's so heavy. I mean, come on. Why? Tell me why. Tell me why you really don't like Elon Musk. Tell me why you really don't like Elon Musk.
I don't say I don't like Elon Musk. I never said that. I said he needs to be a little bit, to do his job, but not always with this kid. I want twice, 3 times, 4 times. It was.
Now, first off, forget about the. Little X could very well be president one day. Okay, but hold on a second. Slow down. Calm down. Okay, it's like you're usually very very reasonable. Now you're getting in. You sound like Never Trumper Steve now. Listen. When Okay, so when now there's, I want to see if you noticed this, because I noticed this. When we saw Elon Musk in the Oval Office press conference with President Trump, what was he doing that President Trump was not doing? There was something really different about the two of them, what they were doing during that press conference.
Trump, actually, what I noticed that President Trump, he began to talk, and he talks very obviously correctly. The politician.
No. First, okay, two things. No. Slow down. President Trump. You gave you gave an incorrect answer. Okay, you gave an incorrect answer. No, I don't have time for some for guessing game. No, I'm like, you whatever you're going to say is not going to be what the answer. You're gonna be wrong. You're gonna be wrong. Elon Musk, number one, did not start talking until the president told him to. Okay, he said. So that was out of respect. The other thing was, President Trump was sitting. Elon Musk was standing. Why do you think President Trump was sitting and Elon was standing? They have
yeah, of course.
Out of respect. When Kanye went to the Oval Office, he sat down and made himself at home. He didn't speak to the press until the president told him to, and he stood, didn't sit. They have chairs there. He stood out of respect for the president. You stand in the presence of the president.
Honestly, I like Elon Musk.
I can tell. Listen, I gotta run. All right, take care. All right, we'll be right back.
6 to 9 right here on The Steve.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning. I'm well. How are you?
Great. I'm well. Thank you. So today I want to just talk about the fact that a lot of people think that estate planning is only for people who are wealthy. You have to be super rich to do estate planning, and that's not the case at all. And a lot of times people confuse the idea of estate tax planning with estate planning. And so people who have an estate tax problem, which, by the way, to be real, that's one of the problems that all of us want to have, because to have an estate tax problem, your estate needs to be just a hair over, just about $14 million and above. Or if you're married, double that, it's about $28 million. So unless you're above that, the estate tax is not your main concern. Your main concern is making sure that you have the peace of mind, protecting your assets, avoiding probate, making sure that your family not only receives the inheritance, but that they receive it in a protected way so they don't lose it to divorces, lawsuits, creditors, making sure that they don't lose their assets during their lifetime because of the cost of long-term care, by having the proper elder law language in it, making sure they have a plan to make sure their estate plan is going to work not just today but down the road, to have an updating system with the attorney. So for those reasons and others, disability planning, making sure you have the right people in the right seats, including power of attorney for business, legal, and financial decisions, healthcare decisions. That's what an estate plan is all about. And if you're a person with minor children, you want to make sure that your children are protected in case anything happens to you or you and your spouse. Who's going to step in as a guardian for those minor children should something happen to you guys? Those are the reasons why people do estate planning. And so, again, you don't have to be wealthy to do estate planning. We all need it. We all need to make sure that we have it. And hey, if you're blessed enough to have an estate tax problem, that can be handled too.
Yeah, but I oftentimes think that the estate plan, obviously, wealthy people, no, but I think for people that are lower income, like middle class and so, it may be more important in so many ways, Barry, because in those income brackets you have less to lose to probate attorneys and such. What you leave behind can get eaten up a lot faster than if you're like a Kennedy.
If you don't plan properly, probate can take between the legal fees and other costs involved, can take a big chunk of those assets. And would you rather have all of these expenses, including legal fees,
Yeah.
Become essentially one of the beneficiaries of your estate, or would you rather that money be distributed to your loved ones
That's right.
with proper planning?
Yeah, that's right. And I want to give you Attorney Barry Siegel's number. It's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the program, okay? 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel will finish out the week tomorrow. Okay, thank you. We are back. We'll go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Yes. Good. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Marie. I'm calling from Palm Beach Gardens.
Hey, Marie.
I wanted to make a comment about your dryer, the people who delivered your dryer, and to explain that not all people who don't speak English are illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the problem is that the immigrants that don't know English, but that are legal, they're the only ones willing to work for little pay for these major companies.
Mm-hmm. Well, now I knew as soon as you said your name from Palm Beach Gardens, I knew this is what you were going to talk about. How and why do you think I knew that? How do you think I knew that?
Because of my accent.
Yes, you've got an accent. That's correct. Okay, so yeah. What accent is it? Is it what?
It's a Miami accent.
A Miami accent. Oh my! That's a thing. That's a thing. No, it's a thing. It really is a thing. The Miami accent. A lot of people talk about it. Yeah, it is. It is a true thing. That is not a joke. There is a Miami accent. I just have I guess I just have a white boy gringo accent. I don't know. But here's the thing though. Okay. There's two guys. It's one of the big. I don't want to say who because of that murder story, from a few years ago. I mean, it's in the press. I'm sure people are gonna Google it, and I did post an article about it on my X. But I don't need the broadcast. It's a major company. Neither of the guys, they're doing technical stuff, delivering appliances. Neither of them speak not even broken English. I couldn't believe. You don't think either of them are illegal that are working on somebody else's card?
I don't think so. My own father's been in this country for 40 years.
Oh my goodness.
And no any English.
None?
English. No English. And I was born and raised here, and I used to.
But I'm not in Miami. I'm in Boca.
Right. But these men are probably from Miami, and they're just being transferred to different parts of the state because they're the only ones willing to work for little pay.
All right.
That's my thing. Just because
I'm not one of those English only guys. The only reason it burned me is because we had a conflict and we couldn't communicate. Okay? And it's not up to me as the customer in the United States to have they should have the language app ready. I'm not you know what I mean?
I agree 100%. I always argued with people. I'm like, this is not your country. Learn the language. Don't at other people.
Is your dad Cuban? Is your dad Cuban?
He is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
I'm
like, Dad, you should learn it, but his mentality is, I live in Miami.
Why? Oh my goodness.
Why do I need to learn the language? Why?
At this point, why not? All right, appreciate the call. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem. Well, you know something, buddy? Your racism is exposed. Every time you open your stupid mouth, you are going to be replaced. Just rest assured, 2032 is coming, and your people are going to be replaced.
What's 2032?
When you people become a minority.
Who are you people?
You. It's you.
You mean radio host?
White boys like you.
Oh, white boys. What about the white women? You want to keep them, I guess.
Man, you're stupid.
You said the white men.
Man.
You said white boys. White men are going to be replaced, not white people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do? Where am I going to be?
What I'll do, I'll put you to work. You work.
You make me a slave.
Yep.
You're so bizarre. This is what you fantasize of having me as a slave. You actually, well, when you let me tell you, if how long would I'm going to be 54 this year. In 2032, I'm going to be like 61. You want a 61-year-old slave? I mean, I'll be like Uncle Remus was like 61.
Worth it. No, I'd probably just eliminate you.
But this call is one of the most revealing calls that I've ever gotten from somebody. You fantasize about having white people as a slave. You fantasize of being a slave master.
That's in the Bible.
No, this is your fantasy. And you're so angry. Yeah, you just shared your fantasy.
Prophecy. It's in the Bible.
A prophecy. The Bible said that I can look up in the Bible and it says in 2032, I'm going to be the slave of a man in Harlem, New York.
You are really stupid.
That's what you just said.
God didn't write a calendar, you dope.
Okay.
Prophecy.
If you were a slave master, you'd be one of those slave masters that whips your slaves. Wouldn't you? Hear the anger? You would whip me. Yeah. I would get if your fantasy became true and I became your slave in 2023, you would probably whip me every day. Listen to how you talk to me.
That is not a fantasy.
See what I mean? Wow. All right, take care. I've had a lot of guys in this audience call in and live out sexual fantasies with me. I've talked about this from time to time. I've never had someone call in who's been fantasizing about making me their slave. That is so bizarre, isn't it? It's so bizarre. But I want to tell you about Jupiter Joe Thomas. Oh, man. Jupiter Joe Thomas, when he explained to me how annuities work and what they are, I'm like, why isn't everybody in this? You put your money in an annuity. Your money's not at risk. You don't have to worry about the ups and downs of the stock market. Your money's safe. And you earn income in your retirement for the rest of your life. That's all I needed to hear. Music to my ears. Guaranteed income for the rest of your life, and your money is not at risk. That's amazing. Give Joe Thomas a call. He's offering free phone consultations, okay? So call and take advantage of this. He'll ask you a few questions about yourself. He'll ask, and he'll put together a custom proposal for you based on your situation, your desires, your goals, whatever it is you need. Give him a call. Take advantage of this no-charge phone consultation, which you can take advantage of no matter where you are located in the country. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. That's jupiterjoe.com. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. The phone's very, very busy. I've covered a lot today, but I'll take some of these calls when we get back. But I will recap before the show's over the judge story that I opened with in the first hour because it's the big story of the day. But I'll take some of the calls first. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be back after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldest forecast.
This Thursday morning and throughout the day, we have a high of 80 degrees, breezy, mostly sunny, and then slight chance of showers. Tonight, a chance of showers with a low of 73 degrees. Friday morning, a high of 77 degrees and a chance of showers. Friday night, slight chance of showers and breezy and low of 73 degrees.
Yeah. You want to be on? Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold. Okay, I'm at the radio station, so you'll hear everything on hold today.
Visit allyearcooling.com. Schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Expect a backup on the turnpike northbound approaching Beeline Highway. There's an accident reported Lake Worth Road and Polo Road, just west of the turnpike. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line, pound 250, keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Oh.
It's showtime in the paddock. Check out the exciting lineup. With
I got the
Elvis
spots
shows
backwards.
Like Chris McDonald's Memories of Elvis Valentine's Day event this Friday. Then Splish Splash, the music of Bobby Darin, March 14th. Comedian Patrick Buddy Warburton. The Pure Zeppelin Experience, Simply Tina, and more. The paddock is also your best bet for OTB and sports action with over 140 HD TVs and 3 big screens. For tickets and info, go to bbkennelclub.com.
Lab work. Don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only 2 advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca or any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Hello, this is Mike from Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian. Steve, you with us? Oh my goodness, boy. This has been a crazy show today.
Trying to make it entertaining, haven't been able to.
Well, either have I. I wanted to take a call or two because I'm sure some of them are calling in on the lunacy that's happened over the last few minutes. But there's a big story today involving Trump and these judges. I opened with at 6. I will recap it after the first break of the hour. It's a huge story. There's a big cover-up in the media. And, I should not be breaking these stories, right? This should have been broken with... Yeah, but the TV news, they should have sirens and breaking news and expert guests and things. But, I should not be breaking any of these stories. But I did in the first hour. But I'll recap the big story of the day after the break. But can we take some of these calls now, and then we'll get to that. All right, we'll do our best to take these in the order in which I think they were received in. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the...
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Yes, it's very appalling that you would be accused of something that you're not. And also, as a black American to Trump, I've been ridiculed by people just like that caller. I've been called so many disgusting names when I'm on.
Yeah, don't say them. Don't say them on the show.
That's why I said disgusting names. And it's just horrible, like how they indict just every person just the opposite color of them. I mean, it's really...
Well, one thing that's been very frustrating with me over the years, that obviously Jay from Jersey has been having some very bizarre fantasies about me, right? I mean, if you heard, did you hear that call, Steve? You might have missed it. It was, and over the years, I've had a lot of people have all kinds of fantasies about me. It's always men. Can't some women in this audience fantasize about me? Why is it always men? I don't understand. I mean, come on. Golly, my wife won't mind. I mean, it's just a fantasy, but it's always men.
Yeah, they call me homeless,
Mm.
I can't get women. That's what they said. He probably hasn't been with a woman.
Well, I don't know if Jay wants women. You know, you catch my drift? He wants women. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. Guys, stay with Trump. Stay with Trump. All right. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah.
All right. Hey, good morning, Brian.
What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tom from Florida.
Oh, hey, Tom. Hey, Tom. Oh, yes, of course. Like all the other liberals.
Just, Brian, yeah, no, not, yeah, going to work, job, I know.
I thought you said from work. Now you're going to work? Which is it?
To work.
You said on your way from work. Now you're on your way to work.
Spoke, I apologize.
Oh. Or maybe you just made it up.
Great stories, Brian. You basically pushed Trump's propaganda, like the condoms being sent to, that was never true. Okay?
Yes, it was true.
You know, the condoms going to Gaza?
No, they went to Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Yes, which is in West Africa.
Regardless of all this other stuff, okay, so do you agree that Putin is getting what he wants, basically?
What does Putin want? No, he's not getting what he wants.
Okay,
Tell me what. You keep asking these endless talking point questions. What do you think Putin wants? Because he's not getting what he wants. What do you think he wants?
Oh, I already know what he wants.
Then tell us.
Restore the old you.
Tell me what he wants. What he really wants.
Before the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Well. What are you, drunk? Did you hear that, Steve? The Berlin Well. The Berlin Well. No, what Putin wants. What Putin wants is to make Ukraine part of Russia again. He's not getting that, so he's not getting what he wants.
Exactly what he wants.
But Trump's not giving him that, so he's not getting what he wants.
IPs from the peninsula to wherever he's getting it bit by bit.
Mm.
So it's ridiculous, that this man says prices are going down. Day one, Ukraine war is going to stop. He decides to go and go.
Tomorrow there's the first peace summit on the Ukraine-Russian war is tomorrow, led by J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. Well, no, it is so. Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance.
The person I trust in this administration is Marco Rubio. God bless that man for having a smidge of common sense compared to all these other cronies.
Yeah.
In 2016, he had it set, and you know what?
What?
He kept it. He bent his will. He bent the knee, kissed the ring.
All right, Don. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. I'm going to the next caller. I'm bored. I'm bored with you. You're boring. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff.
You're absolutely right. Putin wants the parts of Ukraine that's worth money. The first thing they took over was that port, and then he went for the nuclear sites, and he wanted that pipeline to sell.
He's getting nothing. He wants Ukraine back into Russia. He's not getting it. Hey, Jeff, appreciate the call. All right, take care. He's not. Oh my goodness. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yep. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ron, I live in Jupiter.
All right, Ron in Jupiter. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment about that lady from Miami, with the people coming here that want to speak, English, and they just want to speak their language. If I go to your country, do I expect you, and I'm just going to speak English? I got to learn your language if I move to Hungary or Brazil or something else like that, right? I mean, but you come to America, you should learn the language.
I don't know. People, I'm not an English only person. I just, no. You can not to be in America and not know English for the most part is a disability. So if somebody chooses to be that way, it's their choice. It's America. You have the freedom to do that.
I understand that, but like my grandparents, they came from Hungary. They came through Ellis Island. They learned the language. They still spoke.
Yeah, but her father came from Cuba 40 years ago, right? There's not a city that big where you could get by only speaking Hungarian. in Miami, you could be born and live and die without ever learning a lick of English, and you could be very successful.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, like you were saying to her, I mean, you got to understand because you got to be able to speak to people. I mean, our main language is English. I mean, you come here, you know, like I said, my grandparents learned it.
Yeah, but what city could you live in if you only spoke Hungarian?
Up in the north, and there was towns like Bridgeport and whatnot, and they had...
Bridgeport? Miami is a major city. Okay, I get your point. It's well said. All right, take care. Take care. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From Ohio.
All right, Sam. What's up?
I just wanted to call in, let you know, don't worry about the ignorance that you're getting from some people. You know, keep up the good work.
Here we go. This is
it's a
setup.
very entertaining show. I'm scrolling through chat. I see a lot of profile pictureless bop, on and on. But, you know, it is what it is. There's a reason why the election went the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
It was a landslide victory with a mandate. People are tired.
Where in Ohio are you? Where in Ohio are you?
Northeast Ohio.
Okay, oh, Cleveland. Every joke about Cleveland is well-deserved, let me tell you. I mean, being from Ohio, but yeah, he knows, right? Oh, my goodness. You know, my hometown's Columbus, Ohio, right? I've mentioned this for times. What the liberals have done to Ohio, Steve, Ohio used to be a beautiful, nice place. Now it's run by BLM, basically. I mean, you know, when they took the statue of Christopher Columbus down from Columbus, Ohio, that was like the end of Ohio. All right, listen, I appreciate the call. Now, Steve, I'm going to recap the big story of the day. There's a major story that, now, since I've been on the air, maybe the media have decided to report this story, but there's a major story involving Trump, Elon Musk, and these rulings against Doge. And I opened the show up with it in the first hour, but I'm going to go through it all with Steve. All right, Steve, I'm going to put you on hold. The rest of you on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
No, they didn't know I was going to be here. So it wasn't, they didn't set the thing up.
I was like, when I started speaking, I was like, there's somebody from the...
Yeah, they didn't know I was going to be up here today. I forgot to tell them.
That's all right. I mean, it still sounds good. So.
Yeah, he was a little aggravated about it.
Sleep or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their lives and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 phone comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833 all year. That's 833 all year.
For a limited time, save up to 30% off new air conditioners and repairs with All Year Cooling.
Brian here. Right now, Mike Lindell at Mind Pillow is offering his first ever mega sale. With our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, you can save big money on top My Pillow products, the My Pillow sheets, the My Pillow
Natchez on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the...
All right, if you're on hold, stand by. Okay, Steve, I want to go over the big story of the day, okay? But first I want to tell everybody about the free doorbell camera offer from Sloman. I've been talking about this dryer delivery I've gotten for like 3 days. But yesterday, I could see when I got the notification on my phone when the truck pulled up with those non-English speaking delivery men that gave me all that grief. And I knew they were there before they knew they were at the right place, because I got the notification there was movement. They were still looking for the address. I saw them right there. You know, the doorbell camera is amazing. You get a notification on your phone, and I went out to greet them when I saw them take my dryer out of the truck. I was watching on the doorbell camera. It's so convenient, and it also is an added layer of security to your home. And you can have a doorbell camera that connects to your cell phone for free with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call. This is the easiest number in the world to remember. 1-800-ALARM-ME. I don't even have to look at the copy sheet here for that. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right, get that free doorbell camera. Okay, so let me go through this, Steve. Now, you saw these judges. They've been judge shopping. They found these Democrat judges to rule against President Trump and Elon and stop them from stopping the corruption. The first judge is Judge John Bates. Listen to this, Steve. Federal Judge John Bates, he's the first of the two Democrat judges trying to stop Elon Musk from discovering the waste. Judge John Bates's wife is funded by USAID. His wife, Carol Reese. Now, again, he's one of these Washington people whose wife has a different last name than he has. And I've realized, Steve, the reason that the wives have different last names, they go by the maiden name, is so that the corruption doesn't stand out so much. You know what I mean? You know, I'm sure everybody around her knows that her husband's the federal judge. His wife, Carol Reese, is the founder of Hope for Children in Ethiopia and is a longtime recipient of USAID money. And I'd like to know how much of that money, what percentage gets to the kids of Ethiopia, and how much of it goes to administrative costs, which is like the mansion that the judge lives in with his wife, with the different last name. So the first judge is trying to stop this because he's a recipient of the corrupt money. Okay? Now the next judge, it's worse. Judge McConnell. Okay? Judge McConnell, he is appointed by Obama. And he was back in 2010 when Obama appointed this judge to the federal bench. Immediately, he was accused of actually buying the federal judgeship from the Democrats. And I heard a whiff of this story on social media yesterday, and I did a quick Google search, and a boatload of articles came up about this. So I want to share with you an article from Politico. Politico not only is left-wing, they got $34 million a year from USAID. So they're not only liberal, they are up to their eyeballs in the corruption that's being exposed. This article is from June 2010. And the reason I'm sharing this article is because if I share the articles from the conservative news sites, liberals listening will say, oh, that's just Breitbart, that's just this, that's just that. They can't discount their own people, right? Left-wing Politico. So this is the second judge that issued the order to stop Doge. And this article is from Politico, the byline, Manu Raju and Scott Wong. And it's dated June 23rd, 2010, Politico. Republicans have mounted a vigorous attack against a district court nominee whose family donated nearly $700,000 to Democratic candidates and causes, including thousands of dollars to the two Rhode Island senators who recommended him for the job to Obama. It's Judge Jack McConnell. Now, again, this article is from 2010 when the nomination first happened. They call him Providence Attorney because he wasn't a judge yet, but he bought the seat allegedly, according to Politico. Providence Attorney Jack McConnell, now the federal judge that stopped Doge, right? Providence Attorney Jack McConnell's political donations dwarf contributions made by other Obama court appointees, leading Republicans to question whether big-time donors could create a conflict of interest in what is supposed to be a neutral federal judiciary. This is amazing, Steve. It's a huge story, huge story. It's the story of the day, and I should not be the one breaking it to you. You should have known about this before I went on the air. While this is, again, liberal Politico, who's part of the USAID scandal. This is June 2010, this article I'm reading from. While it's common for political appointees, such as ambassadors, to be heavy contributors to presidents who nominate them, the sheer level of McConnell giving to Democrat campaigns has added to Republican complaints about McConnell's nomination to serve on a U.S. district court. Senator John Cornyn, a blast from the past, says, this gentleman is one of the largest fundraisers to the Democratic cause. Now again, these dollars are not adjusted for inflation because this article is 15 years old. These amounts start in 1993. So it's a lot more money than this if it were adjusted for inflation. Senator Cornyn, Republican, says, I think there could be the appearance of a conflict of interest. Since 1993, McConnell and his wife Sarah have contributed $694,000 to Democratic campaigns and committees, according to the Center for Responsive Politics, which tracks political contributions. That includes $15,530 to Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed and $12,600 to Sheldon Whitehouse, another winner Democrat, the state's junior senator. The McConnells also donated $157,000 to the Democratic congressional campaign since 1993, and an additional $47,500 to the Senate-related Democrat campaign committee. Reached by phone Monday, McConnell, a partner with Motley Rice LLC in Providence, declined to comment on the story. This is now the federal judge. You got me. I'm not going to comment. Last week, the Judiciary Committee, along a mostly party line vote of 13-6, recommended that he be seated on the bench. Lindsey Graham was the only senator to join the Democrats. So Lindsey Graham voted for So there was a big discussion at the time that he bought the seat. Okay, and this story. It took me did what, Steve? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And these stories I had. This one here is from Left Wing Politico in 2010. It's in many other publications from the time. You can go back and Google it and find both. And everyone in the media knows this. Now, the good news is that when they did their judge shopping, they had to find two of the most corrupt judges on the take, allegedly, they could find. Right? The one guy's wife gets USAID money. This guy was accused of paying Obama for his seat. And the reason there's so much coverage about this is because if you remember, Steve, when Obama became president, he was a senator from Illinois, and Rod Blagojevich was accused of selling the Senate seat because he got to nominate the replacement for Obama. Remember that? And he went. That's why Trump just pardoned him. He went to prison for that. He went to prison because I can't remember the name of the guy. He was black, and they wouldn't seat him in the Senate. He made a donation, and then he became the senator. And they put Rod Blagojevich in prison for that. President Trump just pardoned him this week, all these years later for it. He knew him. He was on The Apprentice, Celebrity Apprentice. And this judge here, if the allegations are true, he's as corrupt as it gets. This should be breaking news, stopping all discussion. And I haven't seen it on television at all. I don't know if you have, Steve.
Been there.
Well, they know more about it than I do, and they knew about it before I did. Okay, and I don't have, I didn't do some deep dive research, I heard something on X about it, and I did a Google search, and stories just kept popping up. Because of that story with Rod Blagojevich selling that Senate seat nomination that Obama vacated, this got a lot of coverage at the time, okay? And it's all over the place. Every major publication had stories on this. So the judge that's stopping Elon Musk and Trump for rooting out the corruption is involved in corruption, both of them, boatloads of it. And for the media not to report this is a sign, more of a sign of that they're just a prop, right? Yeah, I mean, what do you say? Yeah. If you're on hold, stand by, because we're coming up on the bottom of the hour, but I'd like to hear the audience response to that. I mean, it's a pretty shocking story. Our number is toll-free, no matter where you're listening, 1-888-465-2631. We haven't had to use the dump button at all today. I've had calls since 6. We haven't used the dump button once. Wow, it might be a record. Well, there's still 33 minutes left. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I want to put you on hold, Steve. The rest of you on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. Thank you. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
This Thursday morning throughout the day, we have about 80 degrees, breezy, mostly sunny, and a slight chance of showers. Tonight, a chance of showers, low 72 degrees. Friday morning, a high of 77 degrees, and a chance of showers. Friday night, slight chance of showers and breezy, and low of 73 degrees.
Lawfare brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Accident is blocking the center lane to southbound on 95 before 45th Street. Back up northbound 95, Gateway Boulevard. It's got to go on the turnpike northbound, they put the center. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line. Now 250 King Road, westbound traffic.
Traffic service on the Palm Beach Kennel Club. The Moneymaker Tour is back. From the 12th through the 25th. Over $500,000 in guarantees.
Well, you're all welcome to call me if you take issue with anything. How you can take issue with anything, I don't know. There's one opening on the board.
I've seen thousands and thousands of patients in my career. I've been a chiropractic physician here in Palm Beach for 40 years, working 6 days a week. If you have sciatica, you have bursitis, you have tendonitis, you're tired of taking the pills, the drugs, the injections, and you heard that you have to live with it, well, there's a lot of times you don't have to live with it. I've had great, great, great success with helping people. My testimonials are marvelous with patients. They love the treatment. There's no injections. There's no medication. There's shockwave therapy I do, open 6 days a week, come in for the free consultation, and we run to look at you and help you.
Take advantage of that no-charge consultation with Dr. Appleton. Remember, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com.
Did I get any money from the government? No.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Donna from Jupiter. I'm calling to share my great experience with Jupiter Joe. My husband and I started listening to you a few years ago, and that's when we learned about Jupiter Joe Thomas. We're seniors with no pension and collect Social Security. All our investments were in stocks and IRAs until we heard about Jupiter Joe. Speaking of having your money work for you. So we got in touch with him, and he went above and beyond trying to locate all our diversifications. He answered all our questions clearly and returned every phone call. He recommended an annuity that enabled us to get a safe monthly income for life. So I just want to tell everyone, if you're in need of additional income, especially with the high cost of everything these days, please call Joe Thomas. It's no cost to you. He is so professional, knowledgeable, trustworthy, and you can put total confidence in him. My husband and I can't say enough good things about Jupiter Joe and his staff.
I want to thank you for your kind words for Jupiter Joe Thomas. If you want to call Joe Thomas, I'm going to give you his
We're coming back
no-charge
after this.
consultation. You can take advantage of no matter where you're located. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online at JupiterJoe.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 48 years on the air.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here. I see I got, there's one over on the board. There's one little, couple little house cleaning announcements I want to make. Al Knight has been so sick. He's been off the air for a month. He's coming back I don't know, but he's coming back this weekend after a month-long absence, and he told me he's got some prizes to give away. That's Al Knight, our weekend guy, and I've known Al Knight for longer than Mike the Board Op's been alive, okay? And also, I've mentioned this once before, a week or two ago, but did you hear the traffic report during the break, Steve? Okay. Let me tell you, this is a big deal to me. One of the legends of Miami radio is our traffic guy, Ron Hersey, who did years and years. Ron Hersey is a legend. A lot of people may not know this. He is one of the legendary DJs of the Miami radio market. For years, he did mornings with your late friend, that I used to listen to every morning when I went to school, Sonny Fox. He did mornings with the great legendary Sonny Fox forever and ever. And I was telling Ron Hersey, he's, oh my gosh, we're very lucky he's doing our, it's a big honor that he's doing our traffic. He's a big deal. And he was so big. I was telling Mike the Board Op, when he was doing mornings with Sonny Fox, this morning show was so big, they once did a personal appearance that they flew them in on a helicopter. And I remember seeing Ron Hersey and Sonny Fox get out of the, and it was not one of those little tiny helicopters. It was like like the news stations have. It was one of those big helicopters. So he's doing our traffic, and it's a pretty big deal. Ron Hersey, one of the most legendary people in the Miami radio market's history, when it comes to DJs. That's what I'm doing, giving it a big one, and and he probably doesn't have any idea who the heck I was in a play with him once. I had a scene in a play with him once, but I don't want to talk about that. That's pretty embarrassing for me, because I sucked. It was that play I was in with Joyce, but I wasn't nude like you were in your play.
It was a groundbreaker.
Steve did a play that he promoted on the radio, and did you tell people that Steve had a full, that play was called Doubles. Steve had not only did Steve have a nude scene of himself nude, it was full frontal nudity in front of a live audience. Oh my goodness. If anybody had,
Still gasp in the audience.
if anyone has any video or photographs of that, please email them to me. Okay, let's, because they can help me maybe get a raise. Let's go to the phones. There's one opening on the board. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? I can hear myself in the background. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, once, twice. Okay, I'm hearing myself talking about Ron Hersey. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
I'm on?
You're on. Yeah.
I didn't hear anything. Sorry about that, Brian. IB and Broward. This is Steve. Long time no talk. How are you? Man, I'm glad you're on the man. I'd like to know that you're okay in there. Hey,
Nice. Was that did you just take a shot at Steve? Nice to know you're still alive. That's nice. He's happy that you're still alive, Steve. Nice guy.
I'm very happy.
We're happy you're still alive too, IB. We're glad you're still alive too.
But you said everything needed to be said about the judges. What I love is the fact that the teacher thing is going to be in the.
All right, we got it back. Your phone connection's not alive though. That's dead. I can't hear you. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh boy, yes. You're on the air.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
I just want to know, how is it that you are going so hard for someone that don't give a shit about you?
Oh, I guess I take that back. We had to hit the dump button. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything, Steve. We almost went a whole show without the dump button. She said one of the words you can't say. She said, I'll tell you what she said by the letter. Well, that's questionable. That's true. Sounded kind of like Esther Roll from Good Times. Yes, Good Times. But she's buried. Esther Roll from Good Times is buried right down the street from Friendly Tire in Margate. Yeah. Her sister was in To Kill a Mockingbird. They're both buried in a historic black cemetery on Copans Road. Yeah. I drive by it all the time, and she's, of course, it's a rundown cemetery, but she's got the most prestigious headstone out there. What she said is, how could I care so much about someone that doesn't give an S about me? I don't know who she could be talking about. I don't know who she could. She didn't say. I don't know. She didn't say. She can't say his name. I'm assuming she means Trump. Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That anger. All right. Is the delay re-engaged? Yeah. Okay. We can take some more calls. Okay. I should have waited. If I'd have waited to talk about Ron Hersey, I could have done it while we were waiting for the delay to build. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on. Well, don't use profanity. You can't use profanity.
You can't handle the truth. Don't hang up because you don't.
No, I hung up because you used profanity with your dirty mouth. No, you can't use profanity. Okay. Okay. Talk like a lady.
You go hard for someone that doesn't care about you. How can you go hard for someone who sold your country to the highest bidder? How can you sleep well knowing that your wife, your kids won't have the same rights that your grandmother had? How can you feel comfortable enough to sleep at night as a man that you can't protect the woman in your family?
Okay, you done reading your talking point questions? You asked one question I want you to explain to me. You say, how can I go on and sleep at night knowing that my kid will not have the same rights that my grandmother had? What right will my child not have that my grandmother had because of Donald Trump? I'd like to know the answer to that.
Well, you're right because you're white, so you're gonna always have rights.
Yeah, but my daughter's not. My daughter's not white. My daughter's black like you. My daughter is black like you. She doesn't even hear. My daughter's black like you. Black. But you heard of black like me? She's black like you.
And she definitely won't have any rights. No thanks to her dad. How can?
So you can't. I sleep well on a My Pillow. All right, free shipping. Promo code Kane. What right will my daughter not have that my grandmother had? Oh, she's back to the list, Steve.
Poor. So think about that the next time you want to.
So can you tell me the right? Can you tell me the right that my daughter will not have that my grandmother had? My daughter's black. No. Then tell me the right. Tell me the right.
Ignorant is so hard.
Enlighten me. Educate me. Educate me.
Same thing will not register to people like you.
Well, but there are people in the audience smarter than me that'll understand. Steve, I'm starting to think she can't think of a right. I don't think she has a answer.
As a black woman, as you say you have a black kid, she won't have any rights. She's going to be treated like shit. No.
Oh, there she goes again. Oh my gosh, dump button twice on the same lady. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I wonder if you think she's married, Steve? Her poor husband. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is that what Esther Roll was like when she called you on the air that time? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, if you're on hold, stand by as we wait for the delay to re-engage. I knew that was her, by the way, when I got her back, but I wanted to hear what she had to say. I'm starting to think she didn't have an answer to her own question. She's got all the... She has all these grievances. Why this? Why this? Why this? But she doesn't have any examples to any of those. And all right, we'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning.
All right, Steve, you back with us? All right, we're going to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Gold and Precious Metals Report. You're on. You can hear it. You can hear it. William, how are the metals looking this morning?
The metals are looking great. The rally continues, and gold is giving us new highs almost every day. The markets on Tuesday or Monday afternoon ran gold all the way up to a new record high of $2,945 before seeing some selling pressure pushing it down. Yesterday we saw gold close up another $6.40 after it tried to get below that $2,900 number. It got down to $2,859 and then turned around with a vengeance, ran up to $2,910 and closed out the day up $6.40 at $29.0380. Silver gaining 39 cents yesterday, closing at $32.15 the ounce, while platinum was up $9 at $9.92 and palladium was down $4 at $9.60. Overnight, we saw gold trading in a range of $29.01. 2,900 may become our new support level for gold. $29.01 all the way up to $29.23. And currently, we're at $29.11. That's up $7.20. Silver unchanged right now at $32.15 the ounce. Platinum up $3 at $9.95. And palladium up $15 at $9.75. So the markets are doing very well. Any dips, as we've been saying for months now, need to be taken advantage of and bought, but the markets seem to want to go to at least challenge the $3,000 number that we've been talking.
What did you say gold is at right now?
$2,911.
Okay, I wanted to hear it again, just be sure. $2,911. Wow. So, and silver's at 30. You know, obviously people are buying up a lot of gold and silver from you right now because this is awesome. But all the metals are still available for immediate delivery at William Youngerman's, right?
Yes, indeed, we have.
Absolutely. And, you know, one thing we talk about sometimes, and this is a really amazing thing you offer, because a lot of times, you know, people may not be able to make it into the shop that are even local at any particular time. And if people see a price they like, can you tell people about how it works, how they can call you, lock in a price on their gold or their silver, and either have it sent to them or pick it up later in the day? How does that work?
That's exactly right. They can call us anytime on our toll-free number, 800-327-5010. Lock in a price and either come in and pick it up that same day or overnight us a check or wire the money, and the metals are shipped off fully insured anywhere in the United States.
You know, I cannot believe we're talking in numbers like this. Over $2,900, and it's crazy, isn't it, Steve? It's wild. All right, listen. Oh my goodness. I don't know why you got to keep embarrassing me with this thing. Yes, I tell this story too much. It makes me look like a chump, but you know. I'll tell it again. The first time we met William Youngerman, which was not that many years ago, it was gold was $435 an ounce, and you told me to load up with it with everything I had, and I said, Steve, gold's been around for 5,000 years. It's $435 an ounce. How much higher can it go? So now, well, apparently $2,500 higher already, you know, and it's still going. So, but listen, it's absolutely amazing. And William Youngerman, of course, you can do your transactions over the phone and through the mail. But if you can stop in, when we tell you that it's literally a museum at William Youngerman's, that is not an understatement. You will be blown away when you walk into William Youngerman's and see on display what he has. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And you can find both his phone number and address online at williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll finish out the week tomorrow. All right, we are back. That's pretty amazing, Steve. Over $2,900. Can you believe that? I mean, that's like insane. All right. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think I keep rubbing. I haven't even asked you once about your Super Bowl loss, but you keep rubbing that into me. All right, let's go. So he doesn't want to talk about the Super Bowl loss. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Yes, you're on the air.
I'm from Texas.
Okay, Texas, you're on the radio. What's on your mind? You called us.
Well, I'm an ex-convict. I did 22 years in prison.
For what? For what?
I'm an ex-gangbanger.
Did you kill someone? Oh my goodness.
So while I was in prison, there were two things that happened. I found out who God truly was, and I found out that the Democrats that my family had voted for, I'm Hispanic. The Democrats my voted for, that have been, they've been voted for years, were nothing but trash.
Well, you can't vote, can you? You don't have your voting rights
vote now.
Oh my goodness.
I'm 7 years outside.
Okay.
Voted for Trump both years. I'm both times.
I don't know if your endorsement's a good one. I mean, murderers for Trump doesn't sound too good. Murderers for Trump? I don't like that. I don't like that name. Convicted murderers for Trump? No, we don't need that. But thanks for the vote.
It's not about, if you believe that the past should always stick with you, mine was gang affiliated. It wasn't like I hurt an innocent person. It was someone was shooting at me and I shot them.
Okay. Self-defense.
I've written a book. I've written two books. I'm a published author now, and one of them is a Christian urban book, which is against gang violence and against gangs.
No, let me tell you, I'm giving you a hard time. I shouldn't, but no, I do believe in redemption, and God bless you, and that's absolutely amazing. And what you've done, a lot of these guys, they do 20-year stretch. They go out and they reoffend to go back because when you're in prison, a lot of these guys get institutionalized, and you haven't. And it seems like you've turned it into a really positive thing. And you sound like a very good role model. Don't misunderstand me in my joking around at your expense. I mean, it sounds like you've really turned it into a positive thing.
And what's important to me is I got out, bought a house, bought a car, got a boat, lived my dream. I'm a diesel mechanic. But one of the things that really stands out to me, especially now, is last year I had to pay $12,000 on a $60,000 a year.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't understand why. And then I started seeing the things that we're seeing, I dealt with the cartel at a young age. My book talks about it. I was speaking about, before the movie Sicario ever came out, I was telling people that the cartels were getting young guys and using them as this.
By the way, that's a very good movie. What's it called again? I forgot the name. I just saw it too.
I know.
Sicario. It's a movie done by the guy that does Yellowstone, and it stars Josh Brolin and Emily Blunt, and it's about the drug cartels. You'd love that movie, Steve. Sicario. It is. There's the sequel that's not as good.
My book is better than the movie.
Well, send me email. You know what? Email or DM me your info. You know, I'll take a look. But no, I don't want you. But I want to tell you something though, because I was making fun of you a little bit in the beginning. You sound like a good guy that's turned your life around, and a lot of these guys that have done what you've done in the past don't. So I don't want to take anything away from you on that, because and I'll tell you another thing too. I'm very curious, because what we're seeing right now is a government that's doing what the cartels are doing in this country, and they're on TV trying to defend it. Elon Musk, with Doge, is trying to stop this cartel of Washington from continued thieving. And I think there's a lot of people like you that see what's coming out of the news, and you spend $12,000 plus on taxes on a salary just over $60,000. I think a huge 75% of this country are ticked off about the level. We knew there was corruption, but not this bad.
And I think, I know what it's like in Mexico. I've went to Mexico. I've picked up packs. I've done all the things that you can imagine being a part of what I was a part of, and moving drugs from, Texas to California to New York to Chicago. And the one thing that I've noticed, and I don't say this braggadociously, I say this to be honest. The one thing that I noticed, brother, is that there are no illegal immigrants that are good illegal immigrants. The intention of coming here illegally, that's the first issue.
They've already decided to do crime. You've already decided to do crime before you got here.
I was born and raised in Texas, right? I lived this life as an American child, going through all the hardships. My mom was a single mom with 2 kids, working 2 jobs. The streets pulled me in.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, but we don't have a lot of time, so give a quick answer, because I got a bunch of other callers and there's not much time left. The person that you killed, that you went to prison for 22 years for, was a gangbanger. Do you think, in a strange kind of way, that maybe you saved lives by killing that guy, because he would have gone on to kill people?
So this killer.
Yeah.
One of my own.
So you actually saved lives by killing that guy?
Yeah.
Wow, that's something. Hey, listen, good to talk to you. Send me your stuff, DM and email it. I'll take a look. All right, take care. Wow.
Recommend that, by the way.
No. It's just you got a negative. You got to try to find a positive out of every negative, right? But he sounds like a good guy, and I would say that even if he wasn't a convicted killer who did 22 years in prison, I'd still, I remember we had a serial killer on who called us from not Gacy, Steve. There was a guy. We used to get calls. Yeah, we used to get calls from the stockade and the jailhouse, and they would call us collect. We would take the call. And we had one guy who, I can't remember his name, but his nickname was Heil Hitler. And he called us, and you mistakenly disconnected him. And he was like a serial killer. He called me back and was it scared the hell out of me. He was to say I was so happy when he got convicted and got his. I don't know what happened to him, but if he got out, I was going to be in big trouble, Steve, because you hung up on him. Heil Hitler. You said, "Well, I can't. What am I supposed to talk to the guy named Heil Hitler? I can't talk to that guy." And I was taking the heat for you though on that one. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. All right. Once, twice. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Jerry from Market.
Hey, Jerry.
There was a couple of radio stations out in California that somehow somebody leaked the information that there were going to be ICE raids out there, and they announced it on the...
No, what happened was, what we're finding out is that FBI personnel leaked to the media in California. It was through a radio station, and some other press in Aurora, Colorado. The FBI did the leaking to the media.
I heard that they George Soros owned radio stations.
That's not why they leaked it. When all right, ask your question.
Communications Act of 1934 and shut them down.
You don't want presidents to start shutting down media outlets when there's the.
If they're impeding the law.
No, the media, there's a rule of thumb. This was established in the 70s with the Pentagon Papers and the Washington Post, okay? They gave a bunch of classified info on Vietnam during the war, and they printed it. You know, the media are immune. If the media get classified information, you're allowed to transmit it through your whatever you have. The person that gets in trouble is the leaker. This is what happened to, they got a movie coming out about her, the Reality Winner. Right, and yeah, she leaks stuff to the press. So no, the media don't get in trouble. It's the leaker. All right. Okay, take care. All right. Let's see. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Lynn from Boynton.
Hey. Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Lynn from Boynton.
Yeah. Okay, Boynton, go.
You know, Bray, I'm from Rhode Island and born and raised there. And I have to tell you, ever since I was little, and I mentioned before, I'm 74 years old now, so I lived through all the Democrat stuff and everything. And I have to say that the Sheldon White House and Jack Reed, when I was even young, were just despised. You know what I mean? Nobody liked these people. And we also had a Mayor Cianci who was there, who went to jail for all this stuff, and
well, we're almost out of time. But this federal judge was accused of buying his judgeship from Obama through the senators and the Democrats in Rhode Island. And you're telling us it was a hotbed of corruption. All right, listen, I appreciate. Call tomorrow earlier in the show. You can tell us more. Now, I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. You know, there's all kinds of things people have: 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. The list goes on and on. But what makes an annuity different than those is a lot of things, but a couple of them that I like is one, in an annuity, you don't have to worry about the ups and downs of the market. Your money, your nest egg is safe. You will not lose money. You're guaranteed not to lose money. Plus, you're guaranteed to have a revenue stream for the rest of your life with an annuity. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know why everyone is not annuities. I never understood them. I heard about them my whole life until Joe Thomas explained them to me. And he's a top guy in this line of work, and he was able to explain it to me in just a few short minutes, something I didn't understand my whole life, and boom, the light bulb went off, and I'm like, this is amazing. Why is not everyone in annuities? Listen, he is offering free phone consultations. No matter where you're located in the United States, you can take advantage of it. He'll ask you a few questions, you know, your situation, your goals, all of those things. And then he'll put together, all at no charge, a custom proposal just for you. Give Joe Thomas a call. His number's 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website. It's very easy to remember, JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com. All right, well, we're out of time for today, but tomorrow is Friday, which means open phones. Open MAGA Mike Friday is tomorrow. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show tomorrow. So if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. And if you're on hold now, you'll be first in line tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating, can you believe it, Steve? 48 years on the radio this year, almost half a century. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Take care.
WSFS.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? I'll see you all later.